I want Luka to destroy them in a way so harsh it can be described as a biblical tragedy. Tweeted by Isaac G on 5/19/24, 10:30 p.m.
Yes.
How do you feel?
I feel fulfilled. I feel like the prophecy has fulfilled itself. I feel like all is right in the world, that we are, in this scale of the multiverse, when you see all the possible outcomes that this world could have went down, we're going down the right one.
This is awful. This is
tragic.
This is awful. Just for like the individual Anthony Edwards agenda, like it's bad. I've come to the conclusion, I've settled within myself that my predictions are just going to be wrong this year. Now, it is what it is. So I don't really care about any of that at this point in time. But that game was awful. That game was actually awful. It was embarrassing, right? Like,
as somebody who was rooting for the Mavs and was going for the pro Luka agenda, it was glorious. It was lovely to not be worried about it at all after the first quarter.
Man. Yeah, no, you're way more than even the word glorious, bro. Because a lot of people at home don't even know that right before this episode just started, you were playing the Slovenian national anthem. I literally thought you were playing some meme. You're jumping up and down inside.
Welcome back to another episode. As you guys can tell, we were recording this directly after the Dallas Mavericks advanced to the NBA Finals, knocked out the Minnesota Timberwolves in 5 games, proved all of us wrong who picked the Timberwolves at the start of the series. If you guys didn't check out the stream from this past Monday, or actually it was Tuesday, Mo wasn't there. Actually, never mind. Mo was there. He just wasn't talking. Me and Donovan broke down the entire series, everything that has happened since our last episode, how we got it wrong, why the Timberwolves failed us, how the Mavs surprised us, all of that. Go watch it. Like Donovan said, there's a deep dive into Donovan's psyche on how he feels about his predictions this year.
It's been terrible, but and I've been thinking about a lot of stuff this week, and when I was thinking about like where did like stuff go wrong? Like, is this series gonna extend? I got a call, right? I got a call from somebody, and we were talking about it, and it's actually from Luka Doncic. He asked me. He said, right? He said, do I go with the brown belt or do I go with the black belt, right? Do I go with the Louis belt or do I go with the Gucci? Because I'm going to whoop these dudes on Thursday night because it's over, right?
This game was a definition of belt to ass. I'm glad you said that. This was incredible.
Oh, my goodness.
Listen, we had a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about this game and this whole series again, rehash some of the stuff that we talked about on stream because Mo wasn't there. We're going to do our finals preview. As you see by the title, we're going to talk about the biggest question marks we have and what will be the deciding factors of this final series, essentially. It's our first time we're really thinking about it because, like I said, the game just ended. It'll be great. Cue the intro music.
The cranium is crazy. Oh, my God.
I mean, I really don't know what to say.
Crayon eaters, rejoice!
Before we get into talking about Game 5, I think we should do comment of the day. We should acknowledge one of the comments from our last episode, which, if you guys didn't see it, we interviewed a bunch of future NBA players. We were at the NBA Draft Combine. We got to talk to, I think, 10 NBA players, or soon to be. And the comment of the day from this episode is, this podcast would have been hilarious in the 2000s. David Stern would have had an aneurysm seeing future players talk about limitless throats.
Oh yeah, no. We would not listen. We would have been able to go to our first combine. David Stern would not let us come back for a second. he wouldn't have allowed that.
We were sent there by an official media partner of the NBA, and we had Jared McCain talking about throat goats.
Yeah, nah, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. We would not even be allowed in the city of Chicago because of that. All these interviews that we did, bro. We wouldn't be allowed in a fucking 500 feet radius, bro, from any prospect because of the type of shit that we did.
Whenever we were there, I think Nikhil had sent a behind the scenes photo to one of our group chats of our college friends. And one of our friends was like, these motherfuckers got to talk to LeBron James Jr. And the first thing they did was show him a bald picture of himself. What the hell?
And that's what dreams are made of.
That's what we do. That's why we're TD3.
Yeah, man, it was great to put that out. It was cool. I don't know if y'all have any thoughts after a week of sitting on that being released, seeing everybody says. Real cool to dip our toes in interviewing for the first time. Real excited to do more of it.
It makes me want to do way more of it, of course. It was cool seeing how certain players had different personalities, of course, like that, and also adding in these random personalities into our dynamic. It's always tricky to navigate, but like we all see that it's our bag for sure, and we're gonna keep on getting better at it once those opportunities come.
Yeah, it was definitely fun, especially because, and we knew this going in, but every player, whenever they're doing like a media circuit, they're gonna get asked the same 2-3 questions, especially like when nobody really knows them, like draft prospects do.
Yeah.
And so for us to come in and show people, ball pictures of themselves, show hair swaps, ask people about limitless throat, like all that stuff. It's a nice break from a lot of that. So I feel like that was something very, very cool.
And that was the goal, right? We went into it. That was clearly a big focus of it. I was definitely like watching it back and I was like, I wish we did better at so-and-so thing. Wish we put more time into this. But end of the day, we had like 6 minutes with each person. So you can only do so much. We prioritized the fun stuff. I'm definitely excited to do like a longer sit-down interview with one specific person so we can really get deeper into the more basketball-y side of things. But either way, it was cool to see.
100%.
Absolutely. We will be prepared next time for that type of setting. When I tell y'all it was chaotic as hell.
Dude, it was
no
insane.
worry at all. Just knock on your door. Alex Sarr's coming to your door. Holy shit, what the fuck do we do, bro? Isaiah Collier is next. Like, it's just madness.
We had 10 seconds of warm up for each person. It was insane. There was
not even. Not
even. It was just like here.
Seconds. Exactly. They knock on the door. They're like, all right, it's y'all's time. And we just have to.
And then like when we got Brian at the end of the day, by the time we had like 4 minutes in, they were already knocking on the door telling us to wrap it up. We had to ignore it for a little bit and they just kept knocking. I was like, all right, get him out of here.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
The funniest part was Zach Edey's representation or whatever was like, he has 3 minutes.
Yeah. And I looked at you guys, I was like, we're taking 5.
That's hilarious, bro. Great game,
man.
though.
Let's talk about game 5 of the conference finals, man. Let's get into the main topics here. So the series ended in a brisk 5 games. Felt like it was going to be 4 games when they went up 3-0. And we saw the one game that Minnesota was able to win was coincidentally the one game where Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic shot like shit from the field. Next game, not so much. What are y'all, Mo, what is your takeaway from the series? Because me and Dominic got to talk at length on the stream. Let me know what you think.
First and foremost, this individual game, I feel like doesn't represent who the TWolves are. Like this is a very one-off game. If you look at every single game before this game, 1, 2, 3, 4, games 1, 2, 3, and 4, it's all close. None of them were like above like 8 points at the end of the fourth quarter. But this game just like continuously told me that, Karl Anthony Towns is gonna goof up. And the Minnesota Timberwolves don't have enough offensive creativity and organizational skills to compete with the Dallas Mavericks. And on top of that, it really just showed me more. I feel like the series really told me more about the Dallas Mavericks than it did with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Their defense and Jason Kidd and the schemes and all the looks that he was throwing at Anthony Edwards was truly like mind-boggling, to watch from my perspective.
It's interesting how we've seen several times now that the Mavs, when they make these deep runs, the second time we've seen this in 2022, when they're facing these great teams on a brink of elimination, how is it they always beat the living shit out of them? Like this first the Suns, then this. Like, is this a Luka Doncic thing? Is this a Jason Kidd thing? Is it dumb luck? How are they just demolishing teams and closeout games like this repeatedly?
Nah, bro, it's a Luka thing.
Yeah,
it's 100% a Luka thing, and we're gonna talk about them at length today. Mo, you said that you thought that this series taught you more about the Dallas Mavericks. I disagree. Bro, I learned a lot about the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I think the biggest thing that I learned, and maybe not like learned, but like confirmed, is like we rushed, on Anthony Edwards. He's not ready. He's not ready because the way that Luka came out in this game, Luka comes out hitting step back 3 after step back 3, locked in, focused. Every single shot that he knocks down, he's turning towards somebody in the crowd. He
outscored them boys by himself.
That's what I'm saying. He's fired up. It felt like Ant didn't want to play basketball until the second quarter. It felt like he wasn't engaged, and the stuff like he was just very passive. And obviously, Dallas was doing a lot of stuff to make sure that he wasn't on ball as much as he normally is. But the energy from the entire Minnesota team was off. And you can see when Luka comes out and Luka's like, hey, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. Or in game one, when Kyrie's like, hey, I'm going to lead the team. You guys are going to follow me. When your star is able to do that, it's a very one-track mind for the rest of the team. That's something that we didn't see from Anthony Edwards tonight. It's something that we didn't necessarily see throughout the series. And I think that that's kind of one of the next levels when you're at the Western Conference Finals. You've already played an extra month and a half of basketball. That's something that we need to see from Ant moving forward. And like, I think that he can get there, but that was the biggest difference that jumped out to me tonight.
I think what you're describing is when somebody hones in on a star player, right? Let's call it Luka Doncic. And let's say their game plan is double him, get the ball out of his hands, make the ball rotate, and a corner shooter beat you. A star like Anthony Edwards, if he gets doubled, he's going to hit the short roll, and they're going to do exactly what the defense wants. We see Luka get doubled and fake pass to the outside, pivot, swipe through, throw a lob to the big man. Like, he has counters on counters to not fall victim to whatever the defense wants to do on any given play. Ant still has to make that adjustment. A lot of stars can do it in the regular season, do it against a lesser defense in an early round, do all these things. Then you face an elite defense like a Jason Kidd defense, and they make you uncomfortable. It's hard to be able to do the opposite of what they want you to do. That's the type of thing that makes it seem like he's passive, and really he's just in mental hell, can't figure out what to do. And it feels like lack of effort when really it's just being dominated, I think.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, listen. I think what you're describing is like the how you can become not passive. It's kind of like the Deion Waiters thing. It was like, I'd rather you go 0 for 30 than 0 for 9.
Deion Waiters thing.
You know,
damn.
I'd rather Ant go out shooting on some Westbrook stuff, going like 18 to 43.
So would he, but it's hard. He can't get to the spot.
I know. Listen. I know. But when that game, we all knew from 9 minutes on, this game is a wrap. Like it's absolutely over, because Luka's going to come in here and he's going to step on all of your necks, and 100%. There's like, and we're saying the same thing in terms of like the great players. Yes, they take what the defense gives you, but there's also an attitude and just like a mentality of like, nah, like I'm just gonna do what I want to do, and I'll manipulate you however I want to, and we just didn't see that from Ant over the series.
Yeah, you're
to be fair,
right.
He's also matched up against like an offensive genius who's probably one of the best you've ever seen at that, and doing the opposite of what the defense wants.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards is just like 22, 23 years old, and he's going up against the best proactive passer in the NBA. Probably outside of like Nikola Jokic and I don't know, LeBron James or whoever else you want to throw up there. But yeah, like we're witnessing like two specific different types of player archetypes. One thrives in quite literally any situation, and another, like Anthony Edwards, who tends to be like more score first, but we've seen him improve in passing in general. We constantly see this one singular archetype prevail through anything that's been given to him. I've been saying this like proactive versus reactive passer shit for like a summer now, and Anthony Edwards, you know, he's a reactive passer. There's nothing wrong with that, but in order to go ahead and be invincible, damn near indestructible towards any defense as the like primary ball handler, which he was, you're gonna have to learn how to make those reads quicker and shit like that. But also, like, guys around him have to go ahead and make this simple. But Donovan, going back to what you said earlier, you said you watched the first 9 minutes of the game and you knew it was a wrap. I knew it was a wrap during the first three. I knew it was a wrap during the first 2 minutes as well, when they fucking fed Rudy Gobert the ball like 2, 3, 4 times.
Dude, they did the same thing we were talking about in the first game of the Pelican series against OKC second game actually. They were throwing it down low to Jonas Valanciunas every play because they knew Chet wasn't big enough to guard him. And I was like, fucking please, keep doing that. You're not going to outscore a top offense with Jonas Valanciunas post-ups. They were trying to do that shit with Rudy Gobert against Luka Doncic's big ass. Like, what are we talking about?
Bro, he had 7 shot attempts in the first quarter.
He should have 7 shot attempts in the total game, bro. What the what is going on here?
To be fair, he did a decent job with it. He wasn't playing poorly, but it's like, is that your adjustment? Is that we're going to feed the big guy? All right. I want to take a quick second to shout out our newest sponsor, Coinbase. And right now they're offering a new special where if you sign up for a new account with the promo code 20deep3, they'll give you $20 of free Bitcoin. Again, all you got to do is sign up for a new account and make your first trade with the promo code 20deep3.
That's how we're starting off the game. All right, guess y'all want to go home by like 30, and that's exactly what happened, bro.
I love about this game is on the same topic of the first quarter being telling. We've seen Luka. He outscored the entire Timberwolves in the first quarter, as everyone knows. He does this all the time. He's a top first quarter scorer in the league, but he does it all the time in like October against the Hornets, and we're like, oh, Luka's on one, be on 50-point watch. He did this shit in a closing game of a Western Conference Finals. What are we talking about? That is ridiculous. Like, Don, with everything you're talking about Anthony Edwards not having that gear in him to take over a game, in part due to youth and experience, I don't know how many people have that type of gear better than Luka does. And on the last stream, you were making fun of me a little bit. We were talking about how everybody, including me, I have like terminal all-time ranking brain and terminal, like, is this the best you've ever seen brain? And it's true. I don't feel bad about it when I'm watching Luka Doncic right now because I feel like I'm watching one of the best offensive players I've ever seen. It feels exactly like watching Jokic, exactly like watching LeBron. It's incredible.
No, there was the stuff that I was talking about where it's like
ranking, all time.
No, like somebody in one of our chats had sent in the question is like, is Luka the best 25-year-old ever? And I was like, bro, shut up.
Yeah,
like,
shut up.
What are we talking about? Like so minute. Now, I do agree. Everything that we've seen this entire year, this entire playoff run tonight, this is all-time stuff, right? This is stuff that a very rare air of players have done and do consistently, and Luka's there. So like if we want to talk about it, we can with him. He's in that stratosphere already, but I think I'm still kind of in shock that he was able to come out so definitively and knock down everything in the first quarter. And it's just like, hey, I don't know what you guys thought that this was, but this is my show. And on that end, it's very, very impressive. On the other end, I do feel like the entire Timberwolves team, the first half effort on all of them, they gave up in the middle of the second quarter and then tried to turn it back up, try to get another run. The effort that they got that they gave in the first half, it was actually embarrassing. I actually felt bad for Minnesota fans because I was like, bro, like y'all have in the conference finals, you had 3 games at home, 0 for 3 at home, not one win. That's embarrassing.
Tough.
And that's what all-time greatness does to you.
Now listen,
it embarrasses you.
You know what annoys me?
What does?
We've had to apologize about the Minnesota Timberwolves over recent weeks because they've been on a one hell of a run, upended the reigning champs, a feat that none of us expected that, right? We thought the Nuggets would win. Mm-hmm. And not to say easily, but we had no lack of confidence in the Nuggets' ability to beat the Timberwolves. So we've had to apologize and eat crow and talk about how they've been better than we expected and all this stuff. This series, they looked exactly how we expected them to. We just thought the Nuggets could expose these weaknesses, and they couldn't for a variety of reasons we talked about. It was Luka and the Mavs that did exactly what we thought the Nuggets would. So in the long run, I think we ended up being right about their late game offense not being good enough, about them needing more of a scoring punch, about them not being able to go just play for play with elite playmakers like a Luka, like a Jokic. All of it ended up being true. It was just the wrong team to point it across than we expected.
Yeah, I mean, this team was quite literally built to go ahead and beat a team like the Denver Nuggets. They catered all their money towards the back end with Rudy Gobert, Cat, and Naz Reid and all them boys, but the front end is where it's like you see real issues, and they're scatterbrained when it comes to figuring out what to do with Luka Doncic. He quite literally was feasting on Rudy Gobert every time they put that boy in a pick and roll. Don't matter what it is, whether he's like doing the like no looks, like you said, Isaac, across the court, skip passes or whatever. Like he's getting quite literally whatever he wants. And Nikola Jokic does the same thing, but it's all on the back end. When you have like literally trees all around Jokic and DPOY or whatever, like it's a little tougher, a lot tougher. And
it also doesn't help that Nikola Jokic's supporting cast, all of them shit the bed for multiple games in the series and let them blow a 20-point fourth quarter lead in the closeout game 7. Like it's got to be so painful if you're a true Denver fan. Like obviously I'm a big Jokic fan, I'm rooting for them, but if you're a true Denver fan, this has to be so infuriating to see that you were so close to beating this team and what the Mavs are doing is exactly what your team should have done. I would be irate.
It's terrible. No, you're not going to get over it.
Ever.
Yeah.
Question.
If you're a Nuggets fan.
Before my question, I have to preface this: Timberwolves fans, still, regardless of what happened, you guys had a fantastic season, surpassed everyone's expectations and all that other shit. Good job. But my question to you, Isaac and Donovan, and also the viewers watching and listening too, leave a like on this video, 5-star, every platform. What do the Minnesota Timberwolves do this offseason? What do you do to help?
They trade
get them to
Karl
another
Anthony
gear?
Towns. They trade
Oh my
Karl
God.
Anthony Towns.
I don't think they. I don't think they gotta do anything.
I'm gonna say it for these reasons. When you look at what the Mavs were able to do all series, and when you look at the team in the other conference in Boston and the way that they're built, having two guys that can legitimately become consistent flamethrowers at any time that require significant attention, that you can't double both of them, that's what Minnesota needs. And I don't think that Karl Anthony Towns is that person for Minnesota. Dallas is able to go. Obviously, Luka is amazing, but what are you going to do? Not double Luka to go double Kyrie? Like, it's just not. That's not going to happen, or it's not going to work. If you go to Boston, if you double Jayson Tatum, all right, fine. Jaylen Brown is right there. I think that, like, we saw this entire series. You double Anthony Edwards. Who else is out there that you trust to consistently lift up the rest of your team? And Cat he didn't shoot well from three throughout the series. He had some nice moments offensively. I just don't think that he's going to be the guy to be your second star that actually commands the kind of respect that championship level teams do. And so I think you have to shop him, especially because Rudy's going to be on this team. And so that's why I think the main point of upgrade is going to be for them.
Yeah, I get it. If they want to be proactive and make that kind of move early and realize there's a gear to be made, and if they see a deal out there that makes sense, I'm for it. I won't judge it by any means. I won't say it's a mistake to trade Karl Anthony Towns. But I also think you're in the Western Conference Finals. You're playing competitive games against a team that made the finals, and your best player is 23, only going to get better. They've earned the right to stand pat and see if they can run it back one more time. So I'm not going to say they have to trade him, but I'd understand if they agree with you. It would be good foresight, I think.
I can agree, but also I can disagree because this is the most success that you've had over the last 20 some years, and the first thing you want to do. Now, listen, I kind of agree with you because, like, long term, I don't know if Karl Anthony Towns will necessarily be able to get the job done, but you can't assume that right away, right after, like, they had this glorious run immediately, you know?
What do you? Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's a game of matchups, and they're clearly good enough. They're as good as any of these teams. If they happen to play the Nuggets in the conference finals instead of the second round, they'd be in the finals, and we'd be having a different conversation. It comes down to small differences, and this team happened to be matched up better against them than the Nuggets did. But I think when you're clearly good enough, you don't have to blow up a good thing unless there's a real reason to, because you see a specific deal that you know will be better.
But we saw all year that they had these deficiencies, right? And we knew that when it comes time for playoff basketball, they are going to have these specific issues. And obviously you're not going to, or I mean, who knows, you might run into the Mavericks every single year, but if you are going to trust Karl Anthony Towns moving forward, that is a very, very big bet that personally I'm not comfortable with. And talking about, he's going to put it together. We're going into year 10 of Karl Anthony Towns. If he hasn't figured it out by now, he's not going to do it a decade into his career.
But it's year 3 with this core. It's a little... I know what you mean, though. I think if they could trade for a Kyrie Irving for Cat, some type of guy like that's making that type of difference, then sure. But if the deal's not out there to get that star, I don't think they have to make moves, is what I'm saying.
That's where I think I can agree with you, Donovan. Connecting the bridge here, like, they do need more perimeter help. They do need another guy who commands serious attention. Like, Mike Conley is great and all that, but there's only so far them little 37-year-old legs can go on a consistent basis. If this is like 2016, 2017, like Mike Conley, back when he was an all-star replacement, giving folks 17 to 21 points a night, now this is a different conversation. But sadly, this is not. And can I interest you guys in a Darius Garland for Anthony Towns?
No, but you can interest me. No. But you can interest me in a Donovan Mitchell. If you can interest me in a Donovan Mitchell and starting Naz Reid, then we're talking. Then I'll do it.
Oh no, that's ooh. About point guard Donovan Mitchell and Anthony Edwards.
Yeah,
That's
then
nasty.
you're talking my language. Then I'm with it. Then send Karl-Anthony Towns wherever he needs to go.
It's not happening.
But
But
Cat Mobley, listen, it makes sense for all involved.
it does, and it should happen. But like you guys are saying, going into next season, if the Minnesota Timberwolves are looking at their roster and they're like, all right, there's 5 minutes left in the game, right? We need options outside of just one player. Who's on the floor? Who do we trust? We trust in 38-year-old Mike Conley. Is Rudy Gobert going to be on the floor? If not, are we going to have $50 million on the bench in crunch time?
Yeah.
Do we trust Jaden McDaniels to consistently be like this second option if Ant gets doubled? Do we trust Karl-Anthony Towns in that situation? And if you are going into the last 5 minutes and you say, we have Anthony Edwards and Naz Reid. I love Naz Reid, right? I might get a Naz Reid tattoo.
Oh,
That's
hell no.
not going to beat the other top elite teams in the entire league, whether you're in the West or the East. So you have to make a move. You have to get an upgrade.
I like some of the Nas Reed songs. What the fuck does he know about fourth quarter offense?
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Folks is out here really getting Nasri tattoos. Tough scene, man.
And then he tries to behead Derek Lively.
Nah, that was crazy.
That is
That was wild.
Yeah, no, that was out of
I
pocket.
feel so bad for Lively. I hope he's okay.
Yeah. But yeah, man, like I said, y'all, if you didn't get to watch the stream, go back and watch that VOD and watch the portion where we talk about this series, because me and Donovan went in depth about how we're here, how the Mavericks exposed the Timberwolves, and how they did things differently than the Nuggets. We went deep into it there, so go back to watch that, because now it's time for us to talk about the NBA Finals and preview the biggest series of the year. And I will say, first off, I'll just say, I'm so glad we got this matchup. This is amazing for so many reasons. For years, Celtics fans have pushed the agenda of Tatum being better than Luka. Wrong as shit, obviously, but now we get that head-to-head. Kyrie back in Boston. Awesome. All KP, Luka, Doncic facing each other. Awesome. There's just so many layers. Kyrie potentially getting another ring. Luka
Jason
being crowned this early.
Jason Kidd getting a ring as a Mavericks potential or player and potentially as a coach. Fucking crazy too.
So many good narratives. One of these duos will come out on top, being one of the more successful duos of potentially NBA history. Like, there's so many storylines here. It's better than last year's finals matchup in terms of storylines.
100%. Also,
Oh my god.
does Grant Williams get a ring if Dallas wins a championship? Because
Oh hell no.
Because doesn't everybody
does.
who played on the team, like
I
at
think-
any point in the season,
Yeah, they qualify. Isn't it up to the team?
it's probably up to the team. I don't know if they're gonna give him one.
He'd get
but
one. I mean, he
Luka
didn't
might
go down
request a
with
trade
animosity.
if
He'd
they go
get
ahead
one.
and give him a bro. Luka might request a trade if the Dallas Mavericks do that.
Is Grant Williams getting a ring?
Hey, shout out Grant Williams.
Is that what we're doing? I love it.
But yeah, man, what we're going to do today is each of us have one question in regards to each team that we think are going to be some of the swing factors in this series. Donovan, what's your first question for the Mavericks?
My first question for the Mavericks is: are you going to double Jayson Tatum? We've seen Tatum a lot this postseason get doubles, get a lot of attention, and especially early on in the playoffs, you look at his numbers and you're like, yo, like why is Jayson Tatum not being Jayson Tatum? Why is he doing? Why is he being so passive? And a lot of it, right? Some of it I'm going to put on Jayson Tatum because the same thing that we were talking about with Luka, where like the great players, you get to a certain point where you're just like, nah, I'm going to do what I want. But when you are taking what the defense gives you, your numbers are going to be down a little bit. And if they are committed to making everybody else beat them, making Jaylen Brown be finals MVP, making Drew Holiday hit timely shots, all that, then I think that that's going to be a very interesting piece. And if they don't, Jayson Tatum, like your time is now, right? You're gonna be able to go one-on-one. So I'm very interested to see how the Mavs play Tatum.
Me too. I tweeted this during the game. Jason Kidd is the weirdest fucking coach of all time. In the regular season, every Mavs fan on planet Earth will tell you this guy sucks and he's holding his back and we need to get him out of here. But then now 2 playoff runs in a row where they have a legit team, 2022 and now, he puts together defensive masterclasses and just puts teams in shackles with really smart targeted game plans and specific weakness points. This is his bread and butter. So if anybody's going to be able to expose all the weaknesses that you've talked about all year, Donovan, with their over-reliance on three-pointers, Jayson Tatum's lack of tenacity going to the rim, all these things. I believe it'll be Jason Kidd who does that. But I don't know what his game plan is going to be, to your point. I don't know there's not a lot of holes to poke at on this team. I don't know what he's going to do, but I trust he'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess that can lead into my second question. Will Joe Mazzulla get more creative on his offense? Is he going to go band for band, bar for bar, schematic for schematic against Jason Kidd? How will he do in those types of situations?
Yeah. This is kind of coughing baby versus coughing baby in some regards. Jason Kidd doesn't do much offensively, but Luka, right? So we're really talking about Jason Kidd's defense versus Joe Mazzulla's offense.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard. Okay, so I guess before we get into this, who do you guys think is going to win the series? Let's say that first.
I might go with the Celtics because I feel like if any team is built to go ahead and throw so many bodies and make Luka's life hell, it's the Boston Celtics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have a lot of defenders to defend him. First of all, I'm going Mavs no matter what because I'm done trying to pretend I know who's going to win this series. I'm always wrong like Donovan this year. I want Luka to win. I'm going Mavs for speaking into existence. Let me say that.
I want Luka to win too. I hope you're right.
We're team
Fuck
Mavs.
man.
I don't give a shit about what my brain says. Either my brain says it's hard to beat the number one offense and number two defense. We're going Mavs. I don't know how I feel about the Celtics offense because we've talked obviously all year about how we don't trust them at times, but they still beat everybody in 5. You know?
I wouldn't even pay too much attention to the Boston Celtics offense because I think their greatest strength is their defense. We always talk about their offense and how inconsistent it can be and all this other shit, which is very true. And everyone's been right about that throughout this entire Jayson Tatum led Celtics era, but their defense is what gives me hope for them to finally overachieve this massive drought that they've been in over the last, 16 years or whatever.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Jason Kidd was able to lock down the Timberwolves with really basic stuff. They were doing some incredibly simple shit to lock down the paint and do a lot of gap coverages so they can't have the shut off driving lanes. And the Timberwolves didn't have the shooting, the passing, or really anything to prevent that from happening. And I was, ended up being the downfall then for all the reasons you guys talked about. Didn't have the talent or whatever. You can't do it against the Celtics, right? With their 5-out spacing, with 3 or 4 ball handlers that can legitimately create their own shot, you're not going to be able to just shut down the paint that easily. So I feel like Kristaps Porzingis and whatever he can bring is going to be a big factor there. Mm-hmm. And that's my first question is, can Derek Lively abuse Kristaps Porzingis down low in a similar way they did to Chet Holmgren? Because this team has a big man rotation, this team being the Mavericks, that's real physical, going to beat you up down low with their size. And Kristaps Porzingis is really good, at times can be soft as baby shit, and that can be the exact type of big man that they can really make struggle. So I feel like he's a swing factor. And is his spacing and rim protection going to outweigh any lack of interior oomph that he has?
Yeah, that's fair. Mo, to answer your question, no. Mazzulla's not going to go band for band. Mazzulla is the Celtics are very.
This tweet's hilarious.
They're no, it is very funny. The Celtics love what they do, and they are going to live and die by their system. We've seen Mazzulla be very hesitant to make adjustments, even to their rotation, because this is just how they play, right? You trust your guys and stuff like that. I think that unless they go down 2-1 or maybe even 3-1 and they start getting really, really desperate, that's the only time that I can see Boston really switching up kind of how they play or making massive adjustments. Outside of that, I think that they understand we're kind of playing the math on this. We have a lot of really good shooters. We're gonna, there's gonna be some 3-point variance, but we will live with that because for the entire year, it's gotten us to win 80% of our games, or not 90, but a very high percentage of our games. So I don't think that Mazzulla is gonna.
That's gonna be the interesting part.
Go band for band.
The problem, so they beat the Timberwolves, right? In large part because the Dallas defense is just as good as anybody to lock in and match you defensively, right? Even though we know that the Timberwolves are the best defense in the league, Dallas is playing at a level that's damn near can approximate that. And they have Luka and they have Kyrie in the fourth quarter out to execute you. That was a big advantage because we know that the Timberwolves have the 24th clutch offense in the league for the entire season. We know it's not necessarily a strength of theirs. What happens when we have, again, 2 elite defenses in Dallas and Boston but they both have elite offenses. Do you trust Luka because he's Luka, or the Celtics because they're ridiculously deep and have 5 shooters in the court all the time and have the best offense in the league for the entire season? Like, I don't know if the Mavericks had the same advantages they had against the Timberwolves there.
What's the score with 6 minutes left?
Tie game.
Then you have to go with the Dallas Mavericks if that's going to be the case. If the series is going to go that way, then I kind of want to lean the Dallas Mavericks because you have the 2 best closers that the NBA has to offer versus late game Celtics offense, which is just like swing, swing, 3, swing, swing, 3, rebound, or try to get a rebound, you know?
It works, though. It works more than it doesn't. And we really pinpoint the times it doesn't work. And by doesn't work, it means they win a close game instead of a blowout. Like, it's not a bad formula, you know?
Yes, but when you're going up against a guy like Luka, we're not talking about these like large sample sizes anymore of, we've played this way for 2 years and this has it has its results. I know that over the course of an 82 game regular season, we are going to win a lot more playing this style than playing any other type of way. That's all good. You got a killer coming into Boston ready to ruin everything that you have worked for 5 years, right? Luka does not care about any of that. So if you are not prepared to change anything, if you are not prepared to potentially look at anything differently, you might get beat. And if the finals plays out in the exact script that the Western Conference Finals did, where we get to 5 minutes left and we pause the game and we jump in and it's 102-102. I think I like Dallas in that matchup, but I picked Boston at the beginning of the year because I think that they are just the best team. And I think that in this series, even before we get to the last 5 minutes, I think that the fact that their release valves are much more dangerous than what we saw against Minnesota, and they're going to be able to make plays and they're going to be in the position to be up 4 or up 5 and have a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm going to take Boston. I'm going to take Boston in 6 in this series.
Man, I'm going Madison 7. I think I'm going to know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the same logic I did when I picked Knicks over 76ers. I think these teams, as of the way they're playing right now, are almost equally as good, although I think the Celtics are better on paper. But let's say they're of comparable ability right now in how they're playing. And I chose the Knicks, because I thought in a Game 7, I am not going to pick Joel Embiid in a Game 7. I'm going to pick Jalen Brunson and the Knicks offense to out-execute them. I feel the same way about this one. If it goes to 7, I'm picking the Mavs. I could definitely see a world like you're saying where the Celtics find a way to close out early. That wouldn't surprise me. But if we have a Game 7, I'm not betting against Luka Doncic.
That's 100% fair.
You're trying so hard to fucking be right, and it's hilarious, bro. You're in hell. I
just told you I'm picking the Mavs no matter what. I feel like I'm doing the opposite trying to be right. I feel like I told you from the jump. Fuck whatever my brain says. I'm riding with the Mavs.
He said, fuck all logic, bro. He's letting the logic down. Oh, man, you're in the trenches. I don't blame you,
We're going with the Mavs. I'm riding with the Mavs regardless.
I want to go with the Mavs, but my brain just tells me the Boston Celtics. I'm looking right here, the last matchup that we saw Dallas go up against the Boston Celtics. It was March 1st, I believe, and the score was 110-138. Regular season, no one gives a fuck. And also, it was like early March. No one really cares. Mm-hmm. But the score was 110-138. Boston Celtics destroyed them that game also. And looking at like team stats and whatnot, of course, surprise, surprise, the Boston Celtics made like 21 threes to the Dallas Mavericks 9 threes. Absolutely berated them. And that was pretty much the story of the game. And this is where like the series probably like, this is the deciding factor of the series. Now, that game specifically that I just mentioned as well, Luka didn't go nuclear at all. That was mostly a Kyrie Irving-led game. I believe he put up like 36 or whatever. And Luka had a little calm 19. Obviously, that probably won't be the case on most nights. But if it is, and if any team can make that issue happen on a consistent basis, this team has the soldiers to do so.
Yeah. Okay, so my next question is, who's guarding Jayson Tatum? Like, which player? Because you got PJ Washington, who's been their Swiss Army knife. he's not great at defending on ball, right? He's never guarding the lead ball handlers usually. He's not good at running around screens. That's not his game. Derek Jones is a bit slight. Do you want him guarding Jayson Tatum in a pick and roll setting? You're not going to put Luke on the assignment. Obviously not Kyrie. Like, who's going to be the main guy on him? I really don't know.
I think you might be okay with Derek Jones Jr. on Tatum.
Yeah.
I do, because I think Tatum, we've seen, even though that he's gotten better, we've seen what he likes to do. And I think if you put length on Jayson Tatum, you might be able to get him into situations where he starts settling for the step back threes a lot. He might, take some tough jumpers instead of consistently going downhill and getting to the basket. And so Dallas is probably they can get away with that if Derrick Jones Jr. plays it.
Then
So I
PJ
think,
Washington on Jaylen Brown,
yeah,
and then you got Luka on Drew, Kyrie on Derek White.
it's not bad. I don't hate that.
Okay. Then on the other side, this is the hard part, because I feel like the Celtics have a million ways they can defend Luka and Kyrie, and they can just swap them out until they find whichever one works. Jayson Tatum's a pretty good Luka defender. Drew Holiday's Drew Holiday. They can both guard him. Derek White, pretty good option. Jaylen Brown, pretty good option to have on Kyrie. Like, they have so many different versatile looks at their disposal. One of them is going to work, and one of them is going to make these guys struggle more than Timberwolves are able to, I assume.
So what struggle do you want to pick?
Yeah, exactly.
There is none. Fuck.
Like, what's the biggest weakness of we talk about fourth quarter offense and the over reliance on threes, but defensively, like, what can they pick at? Is Luka gonna just go at KP? I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible.
It's tough, man. They're so good.
I hate
that
this,
this
bro.
is going to be the problem.
I hate that this feels like it inevitably ends up in a Boston championship.
Please, Lord, have mercy. This is not this is not why I watch all 82 games of the season for, to see Jayson Tatum. Great player, but whatever. It's the Celtics fans. I don't want to see those Caucasians happy over there in Massachusetts. They don't deserve it.
This is what you watch ASU games for, because they were the best team all year, and it feels like they're still the best team, and they're probably going to cruise. Like, it's tough.
100%. All right, I'm gonna go to my next question though, and this has nothing to do. Well, not nothing, but I'm gonna just ask it. Is Jaylen Brown about to win Finals MVP?
Oh man, let's fire up this disgusting Twitter brain rot talks.
I think we're headed towards a nasty discussion summer, and I think that Jaylen Brown, coming off of an Eastern Conference Finals MVP, is perfectly positioned to go and get another one, just because the way that Tatum has played all year has been, hey, look, as long as we win, I'm all good, right? We haven't seen him force the issue a bunch of times, and the times where we have seen Tatum really, really rise up, right, score 30, do all the things that people want him to do, it's been kind of out of necessity. But Jaylen Brown's been playing well all playoffs long, and if Dallas does decide, hey, we're going to show, we're going to show some more bodies at Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown is as good of a release valve second option as a lot of teams can have. And as long as we don't have another highlight reel of him having 12 turnovers trying to do a right to left crossover, he's going to be just fine. He might win Finals MVP.
Yeah, I could buy that, but it's going to be Luka Doncic.
What's the odds on that? I might have to get in on that.
Yeah, it's clearly Luka's award, Kyrie second, but if it wasn't for that, I'd understand you.
Isaac, what's your next question?
Did I ask?
You don't believe it?
No, I think you're right. I think Jayson Tatum's going to win it. I think he probably should have won Conference Finals MVP. I think it was a bit silly. He led the team in every category. I would hope, because like what you're saying makes sense. If they throw a lot of bodies at him, there's going to be release valves. Jaylen Brown is going to be the benefactor of tough coverages being thrown to the main guy. All that makes sense. I would hope that Finals MVP voters understand that and realize the impact Jayson Tatum has. Mm-hmm. But then again, these might just be the same voters who did Conference Finals MVP. I don't even know who voted for that.
Listen, man, 6-1 might have to do something. That's not gonna lie.
No, I understand. Shout out Jaylen Brown, man. He's been playing great. He has such an up and down narrative throughout his career. Like he just constantly oscillates from being overrated, underrated, going back and forth. He's been great. That's another one of the things that makes them so terrifying is we talked about who guards Jayson Tatum, right? You land on that. Who the fuck guards Jaylen Brown? Like he has been damn near just as good as of late.
I 110% absolutely agree with you guys. And that's why if I had a vote, I would absolutely vote for Jaylen Brown no matter what in any circumstance. But I have another question for you guys when it comes to this series.
Yeah.
This is more than 5 questions, by the way. we're just rolling.
We're liars. We're just yappers. You know what it is.
Let's get to 10. It's a better title. Keep going. Keep asking questions.
Will
How many are we
Jaden
at, Donovan?
Hardy
5.
5 more.
Will Jaden Hardy continue this random bucket splurge that he's been on over the last week or week and a half? Because if you guys pay attention, he absolutely snatched the fuck out of Tim Hardaway Jr.'s minutes, and he's became that spot up shooter, tertiary ball handler when needed, when Luka or Kyrie are on the bench, and he's just been an absolute spark plug in ways that aren't disruptive to the offense at all. And those are very important minutes. Those are minutes that the Dallas Mavericks have been used to just like completely losing in general, you know? And he's going to play a key role.
Let's transition this to a bigger question. Let's use that. With knowing how good he's playing in mind, which team has a better bench advantage, do you think? Assuming KP's back and Al Horford's back to 6-man.
It's
the Dallas Mavericks.
It's the Mavs, easy.
Yeah.
Because if you have... I'm kind of scared for Al Horford.
Okay.
Even if he's playing 20 minutes a night, he's going to be in hell for 20 minutes a night. Like, if he's on the floor at the same time as Luka, Luka is going to target and find him every single time. And there's 24 seconds in the shot clock. Luka will take 20 seconds to make sure, Al Horford, you are getting in this action, right? You are going to be right here. And he's going to go at him. And we saw Nembhard have success against Al Horford. We saw a lot of people on Indiana have success against Al Horford in the pick and roll. Luka and Kyrie in the pick and roll against Al Horford, that's food. So that might nullify a lot of the Al Horford stuff that you are normally relying on. Dallas has it right now in terms of the bench.
Yeah, KP's going to have to play a lot of minutes and like really hold up. The Mavs play so physical down low. Like, you know how Cat was in foul trouble all the time? Mm-hmm. And they have 3 bigs to throw down there and rotate the center spot. The Mavs have 2, and one of them's got to be much more important than the other. KP has to stay out of foul trouble, which is a tall task against Luka Doncic at that. I keep thinking, as you go through every question, I feel like he's going to be the biggest swing factor because he hides a lot of their issues.
Yeah.
Peyton Pritchard, once again, step up. Step up, right?
You're looking at Peyton Pritchard. I'm looking at Luke Cornett. It is your time to shine.
Oh my God.
This is your legacy.
I beg Joe Mazzulla to put Luke Cornett on the court at the same time as Luka Doncic.
Listen,
I need it.
O'Shea Brissett, stay ready so you don't have to be ready. All right. Come on.
Xavier Tillman, no one believes in you. What are you prepared to do about it?
Sam Hauser, you look yourself in the mirror every morning. You do your affirmations. You get your confidence back, please.
I wish I could think of another Boston Celtics big, but I think we're out.
Exactly, bro. The Dallas Mavericks legitimately can go like, I don't want to say 5 deep on the bench, but they have so many quality players, whether it be Dante Exum, who we haven't seen that much of, again, Jaden Hardy, Green, Derek Lively, obviously, and Maxi Kleber's back as well.
That's big.
He's a obvious difference maker. He gives them another dimension on offense simply because he can shoot the ball just a little bit. And we all know how important he is, or he has been in the past when it comes to his defense on Dallas. And bro, like,
there you go. That's my next question.
Yeah.
My next question is, how much can Maxi Kleber protect Daniel Gafford? Because in these past 2 series, Gafford did his thing offensively. Especially in this game, he was great in this game. They are like minus 1,000 with Gafford on the court and plus 1,050 with Derek Lively on the court. They've been so much better with Lively playing. Their defense was just bleeding for the first 4 games of the series with Gafford playing. And that was a big reason why they lost game 4, right? Lively wasn't there. It's kind of ended up being the deciding factor. in the regular season, they were at their best playing Gafford when he had Maxi Kleber next to him. And we saw that tonight again. There was minutes without Lively where those two guys were in the front court. And I loved it. Maxi is not athletic, doesn't shoot that well, doesn't finish that well. But for some reason, he makes them so much better. He knows where to be. He's very smart, has great synergy with Luka, and is just weirdly, incredibly helpful to everything they do. It doesn't make sense on paper, but he's awesome. If he can help protect Daniel Gafford, that's going to make a big difference in the front court.
That's so disrespectful.
I think he would tell you the same thing.
It's the truth, but just saying like, what is he good at? Like, he doesn't do anything good.
He brings the vibes
It's
up.
just very
That's
funny.
what he does apparently, I guess.
But see, I didn't say he doesn't do anything good. He does a lot of things good, inexplicably. When he's on the court, the offense is better and the defense is better. Don't know why, but he just really, it's his brain. He's really smart and knows where to be.
That is the legit truth about it. He knows his place and he's a star in his role, And like we see, I don't know, like his ability to just like, know where to be on the court as a shooter is uber valuable, especially considering they don't have anybody that size who can pull from that depth on the court at the same time, So with his value on the court means a lot. And I think he played like 9 minutes tonight or whatever when he hit a three. Very
starting his role.
Exactly. He's starting his role and he's doing what he do, Can't be mad at it.
That's 9 less minutes that Daniel Gafford had to be out there by himself, getting attacked in pick and rolls because he has terminal Jalen Duren syndrome and really struggles in that situation. He can be a big difference. Thank God he's healthy.
That's true. All right, we got some more. I have another question. It's kind of like an eternal question. Is Drew Holiday going to be Kai Cenat this series?
Yeah.
Right. Is Drew Holiday? That's been one of the things that we have repeatedly pointed to Boston as like one of their weaknesses, where it's like, oh yeah, you have Drew Holiday, but that also comes with him shooting 31% from three in the playoffs, sometimes shooting 20-something% from three in the playoffs. When you get into that swing action and you're finding the ball and you're trying to hide, like if you try to hide Luka or Kyrie on Drew Holiday, you're going to have to make him pay eventually. And, oh, wow, this picture is cursed. Mo, look up.
Hey, actually, I got some context behind this picture. So,
what context
Trae Young's dad went out and he said on Twitter that Luka and his team specifically said that they did not want to be fucked with or drafted by the Atlanta Hawks at all. Because Luka's dad, his people, has close ties with the Dallas Mavericks and whatever they've been to his house plenty of times, had dinners with him and all this other shit. He prayed. He wanted nothing to do with Atlanta. He fucking cringed with the fact that he had to put on that hat. That's the facts. So we never had a chance.
Okay. And?
Call it what you want. Go to hell.
And? This is a free agency. What if he gets picked? Then what? What is he going to do? Cry?
He's probably going to request a trade out, bro. We got second round picks these days.
That's not how this shit
declining workouts, bro. It's how it works now. We're in the new NBA.
They could have picked him if they wanted to. What the fuck does Trae Young's dad know?
Listen, man. I am not...
Cope.
I am not the guy. I'm just the messenger.
Cope. Anyways, Drew Holiday is shooting 60% from the corner this year. That's absurd. On 92 attempts.
92 attempts.
That's the scariest part, is he's been lights out from the corner. Mm-hmm. And you would think that would be, when you're looking at the five guys they start, that would be the guy you want to leave open when you inevitably get in a situation where you have to leave somebody open in a Jason Kidd offense.
Not really.
I don't feel good about that this year.
Yeah, not really. And if he is doing all that, right? If he's knocking corner threes down at that clip, then it's over, right? It's actually over if Drew Holiday is shooting 50%. 45% from three in the corner.
Oh, so you're naming all these still absurd numbers.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's at a crazy level right now that he could still be 15% worse, and it's still an insane amount. So for the purpose of my selection, I hope he keeps it up. But we've seen Drew Holiday before struggle in certain playoff series, whether if it's a good matchup or not. Sometimes the shots just don't fall for him. I think that that's going to be a very, very key thing for Drew and for the Celtics. So I'm very curious to see what happens with that.
This is going to be such a great series. I guess, okay, my last and final question. This will be the 10th one, I think. Not really, but we're calling it that.
Yeah.
Is there a basketball god? And if there is, he's on the side of Luka Doncic, right? Like, surely this is a David versus Goliath situation. And I can only assume that if there's anything right in this world, and if sports have a deity reigning above us, they will give us a Luka championship, right?
David doesn't always have to win.
Sometimes Goliath got hands. I get it.
Exactly.
2017 Warriors happened.
He's Goliath for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, he be winning.
He's large. But I don't even hate the Celtics like y'all do, but it'll be so cool if we see Luka have this start to the career and win a ring at 25. That it'll surely mean he wins an MVP next year. The narrative side is going to be on his side. It needs to happen. It feels right. I tweeted like 2 weeks ago that all logic aside, this feels like a Luka Doncic finals year, and I just need that to be fulfilled.
Yep. And on the other side of the coin too, the Boston Celtics get to set up all their haters. Me personally, I'm a fake hater. I genuinely have no vendetta against Jaylen Brown or Jayson Tatum. Or
You liar. You liar.
Nah, I genuinely don't
You don't
care.
like
I don't
Jayson
lose
Tatum.
sleep. All right. You don't like Jayson Tatum. But
Y'all
yeah,
having
like,
a hater off. It's atomic bomb versus atomic bomb. Y'all both hate Jayson Tatum.
if this
Nah,
was to
I
happen,
like Tatum. I have high standards for him.
that's fair. That's very fair. You
Fine.
exactly.
Mo
I
hates
agree
Jayson
with that.
Tatum. You have high standards.
I don't
for him.
hate
There we
Jayson
go.
Tatum. He's a cool dude. But
Capper.
if he was to go ahead and win an NBA championship, this quiets down all the fucking disgusting narratives that's been going around with him over the last, 3-4 years or whatnot. I remember I tweeted some shit like, oh my God, thank God for women because Jayson Tatum was almost the face of my league. And it got like 22,000 likes. And then I got a bunch of racist Celtics fans in my DMs just saying the most outlandish things. But if this was to happen, yo, kudos to Brad Stevens, Joe Mazzulla, and all that because they fucking deserve it.
Yeah, kudos to them regardless. Brad Stevens is an incredible GM. The fact that he stepped into this role and immediately was like, yeah, I'm just going to make the best team in the league, like, pretty easily. Like, shout out to him. He's just great at this.
Nah, he
Like, what a
had to coach Marcus Smart for years, and he's like, get him out of here. I'm so sick of this.
Yeah.
On the same
facts.
note, I feel so happy for the Mavs. Like, just seeing that a team can be in win now mode, lose a person like Jalen Brunson and seemingly be fucked, add a Kyrie, doesn't work, so you keep rebuilding, and then make the perfect moves, bring in Lively, bring in Gafford, bring in Washington, and to see that come to fruition and that work, and see all of the stupid ass convos around Luka Doncic be dispelled and prove that like you can actually win with his style of play. He makes people better, all this stuff. It feels very satisfying to see them actually find success with this new team.
Yeah, I remember one of my favorite lines of this podcast over the course of the last like 15 months is whenever Donovan says like the Dallas Mavericks traded for Luka Doncic and got worse.
Kyrie, you mean?
Yeah, Kyrie, my bad.
They did get worse.
You're right, and it is hilarious.
That take, again, and I said this on the stream, if I was just a little bit more patient, I could have been right this whole time because I said the day of the trade that they would be worse this season and that next season, which we are currently in, is going to be the year for them to actually go ahead and do things because then they would have more flexibility to go out and get more assets and build an actual team around them. I just, listen.
Then you saw them lose on purpose. And you're like, never mind, they're going to suck forever.
Exactly. It wasn't working. Listen, they started losing on purpose because it wasn't working before. But yeah.
I'd be the most happiest for someone like Kyrie Irving, who's obviously gone through the fucking ringer over the last like 3-4 years, the whole COVID stuff, what happened in Brooklyn and how that ended up just like fizzling out, the Josiah stuff and all that other stuff. And then like Stephen A. Smith over here calling out his name saying Kyrie Irving should retire from basketball. Like he's been through the fucking ringer. For him to finally make the NBA finals again, has a chance to win it against a team that the Boston Celtics want his jersey back in blood. Like it's cinema. It's cinema.
One thing I said on the stream that you weren't there for, the most annoying thing where I'm just beating myself up over being a fucking moron is when we did our power rankings before the playoffs started, I ranked the Mavs 3. I thought they were the best team in the West outside the Nuggets, and I still picked against them in the conference finals. Like, I was so unbelievably dumb for overthinking that, and I'm just going to kick myself forever for not being able to fully say I believe in them because I stupidly bought into the fucking Timberwolves because I had so many Timberwolves fans making me apologize for doubting them that I was like, I guess y'all are right. I'm done doubting them because they beat the Nuggets. They can beat anybody. and I let it get to me, and I didn't stick to my guns of what I thought before the playoffs started, and I hate that.
Brother, you can't be right about everything. It's okay. Give
I
it
hate
up.
that.
Give it
I
up.
hate that. It's such a frustrating thing to be wrong about because I never once believed in the Timberwolves until I did, and then suddenly they want to fall apart. Like, how annoying.
I understand it. It is
Blame
what it
Cat.
is.
Moral of the story, anything I think about the Timberwolves, think the opposite, and you'll be right.
I mean, I can't go against that logic at that point.
It proves to be 100% correct all the time.
It's the Timberwolves. It's Karl Anthony Towns. You're paying on Karl Anthony Towns to be your second best player. It's tough.
And with that being said, Mavs in 7 for me. Y'all both picked the Celtics. Nikhil, what are we doing for Producer Corner?
All right, so I figured we have some housekeeping to do over like the past 6 weeks of Producer Corner. I want to shout out the fan that made this.
Yep.
Made my whole day that day. I was shocked. I still can't wrap my head around it. That's
For the audio
crazy.
listeners, somebody made a Nikhil fan edit, a fan cam. It's crazy. I don't know. This is wild.
It's
And
hard.
it has like the Kendrick Lamar diss on the background as well.
It says
It's
motherfuck
crazy.
the big three, and it shows us three. It's just big me, and it shows Nikhil dancing.
I ain't gonna lie, Nikhil, you're gonna have to put that on your Hinge profile right there.
Yeah,
Penny
been
dropper.
up for a bit. It's been, listen, I've been working. Multi-city. So speaking of multi-city, as some of the viewers might know, we were in Cancun this past weekend. We said what's up to LeBron for Donovan's bachelor party.
Yes.
Some pictures were posted. Some things I need to address.
You're so small. You look so tiny. People thought this was me. You look like your most little child.
No, yeah, listen, y'all can get it off because I can see it, man. Like this is Mo. They were calling us Diddy Kong and Donkey Kong.
That's crazy.
Like Dumb and Dumber, bro.
That is
No,
crazy.
this is so funny.
I want to say this. The angle doesn't suit me, okay? Because Mo's behind
This
me,
looks
and so like, it
edited.
just shows off like his big ass legs. I'm really not that
His
small.
thigh's huge.
Bro, 3 of your legs couldn't equal one of mine.
It's the same size of your torso.
Bro, it's
All
the
right, nah,
angle.
he's getting disrespectful. You gotta
Nah,
stand up. For it.
Whenever they tell you it's all angles and lighting, this was all angles and lighting, bro. This is ridiculous. But I will say, I really did I felt Mo's weight whenever I was driving the ATV. Because, like, dude, I was struggling to turn. Like, because, like, he wasn't gripping me tight enough. And so like, a
Keep
small
going, keep
turn
going.
would be, like, an extra, like, whatever Mo's, like, weight is at right now. Like, an extra whatever behind me. So, like, a small right, it's, like, 220 pounds just that way. And I just didn't realize that it was not looking good.
You wanted to be snuggled a little harder? You need to be spooned?
Yeah, no. When I was riding that bitch, bro, I felt like I was in Fast and Furious, Need for Speed, Tokyo
Speaking
Drift,
of-
what the fuck you ever want to call it, bro. I was in my fucking zone. Look at me in that
Speaking of
bitch, bro.
driving, Donovan's real quiet. Wait till I tell y'all what he did wearing
No,
ATVs.
tell them.
I was-
Listen, I'll
I was-
tell them. What had happened was that so listen.
Look
So
at
somebody
Isaac having the time of his life.
listen. Hold up. So somebody in front of us had a little like mishap, and so I like swerved out the way. And
That
I
was
had
the person
gone-
who hit us, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think so. They had multiple issues, right? So they
Not
get in front.
multiple issues.
So,
They flipped, but continue.
again,
No facts.
So I tried to get out of the way, and so I end up on like the side of the road. So then the people like our tour guides bring us back out onto the road. Everybody else is just way past us, and so I was like, "Listen, we have to catch up, right?"
I was in your ear. I was like, go fast.
exactly, right? Both Isaac and I were like, "We have to make this play to go straight down." I looked down.
trying to bring you in with him.
Mind you, they did not give us any instructions on how to drive this thing. No safety. All they said was gas, brake. So I looked down. I said, that's the gas. So I pressed the gas as hard as I could, punched it. We went straight. I tried to turn. Couldn't really turn. We cartoonishly ran straight into a tree, crashed, right? Luckily, no whiplash, no injuries. It was just straight. Like ATV with that tire, that's the most protection that we had, and it was just tire to tree, and
That tire saved our lives.
No, 100%. If that tire wasn't there,
Y'all be in
we
this
would've
bitch with
died.
neck braces, bro. Dude.
I don't even know if he like when he says cartoonishly, like it wasn't like we into a tree. He hit the brakes. My arm right here is the tree, right? This is the tree. This is us. We stop. I'm like, go fast. He goes straight into the tree. Like it was just full speed for 20 feet tree. Like it was crazy.
Because I tried to brake, right? And I tried to brake. It wasn't braking. I hear Isaac in the back, like, yo, slow down, slow down. I know that, like, I tried to turn at the last minute because I'm trying to stay calm. So I'm just there quiet, right? Because, you know, you can't panic in an emergency or else it's going to get worse. So I'm there just stoic. And we hit the tree and then we just, listen, we both laughed. I got up. I said, I don't feel like driving anymore. And then we switched, right? That's what happened. And the rest of our ATV ride.
He pulled out the white
was
flag.
like-
I'm
Is that how the
done.
switch happened?
No, yes, it was a little bit. It wasn't as calm as he's making it sound. He hit the tree and like we both like fell forward a little bit. Like, we headbutt. We had helmets on, so it was fine. He jumps up immediately and is like, yo. Starts pushing it backwards. Like he's like, nope, switch, go. Like it's like no more. I'm done.
We both understood in that moment.
Yeah.
As soon as you hit a tree, there's mutual, right? And maybe our heads hit, and it was like it's like the iPhone like AirDrop type thing, where we just start thinking the same thing because we instantly were like, okay, yeah, like we just can't have this arrangement anymore. So
I got on it. I do that. I immediately slid up. I was like, yep, understand. I got on there, started driving, and that shit was smooth. I think it might have been a skill issue. I had no issues at all.
and this thing before also, we messed up because we didn't have any masks. All of our faces were as dusty as could be. I couldn't my beard looked gray. I couldn't see. I had sunglasses on. The dust had gotten
Bro,
over
when
my
we finished, it
sunglasses.
looked insane.
It was
like,
so
like
bad.
the Chappelle skit.
It was so
Santa
bad.
Claus.
100%.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. None of us wanted to come up off of that fucking crazy $30 mask that they wanted to go ahead and do, and I don't.
Nah,
regret
because
it.
that's a
Still wouldn't have
ripoff.
done
They
it.
should have given it to us. They were charging us for the mask and for the little like bandana and something. No.
Honestly, it's like they want an accident to happen. Because you're right. Like they said, yeah, here's gas, here's brake. We're going to have a photographer, have fun.
I love Mexico.
No instructions.
Yeah, I mean, it was home court for Isaac. Like, no wonder he was driving so well.
What a brave joke to make in the general public.
I got one more thing I
If
got
the cameras were off, I'd be deep in my bag right now.
Oh
You can give me your
Lord!
bag right now.
Oh Lord! What were you gonna say, Dick Hill?
One more thing to get off my chest. Donovan, Mo, what is our little group chat called? Just three of us.
It's called TD3 accountability.
Oh,
And it's time I take some, it's time the three of us take some accountability. I'll go first. We were in Chicago. We tried hooping out a lifetime. Didn't really work out. We went to an outdoor court, okay? I'm just telling the viewers right now, I got cooked. I don't know what was going on, but like they would switch on to me every time, and like we were playing
You
like
don't have to
Deloitte
say
workers. No,
Like
hold
the
on.
accountability can be just between us three. You don't have to
okay.
let everybody know.
It's called accountability.
you or whoever offense, it's okay. It happens. Every single one of us throughout our sometime in our lives, we were whoever offense, meaning like they're picking on us the entire fucking game, every possession that they get, bro. It is what it is. I ain't gonna lie. Accountability, I fucking threw up and I was 2 cans of ass in that fucking game, bro. I threw up mid-game. I never did that before in my entire life. This is my first time hooping in, I don't know, like maybe 6 months or so with other people for real. And then also I was coming off of my calf injury and it was just all down bad for me. But what makes it even worse is that we fucking lost.
Bro, it was crazy. And Donovan did all right.
Donovan did good. Donovan did good. He did
Donovan
great.
did all right. You sprinkle that in there.
But yeah, everyone's asking for the update on the 2v2. Hasn't happened yet, but we might get there. I think we got to work on ourselves first.
Working on myself. At least like you need therapy.
It's loading. You don't
I
understand
think
the
I'm
traumatic
good.
stress
I'm actually
that happened.
I'm ready to go. Listen, I'll fly cross country right now.
No, you won't.
I'm gonna
I will.
foul you so hard every play.
I'm gonna foul you right back.
I'll win the war of attrition. We'll just be boxing while they fucking hoop. We're just
2
punching
morons
each
in
other
the
shoulders.
I don't know
Shoulder
why
to shoulder.
You said what?
Don's going by you every time.
Oh, he's hyping somebody else up. That's how you know he has nothing in his bag.
No, I just said Mo. I don't know why you're laughing. Like Don's blowing.
Oh,
up
you're
every
talking to
time.
me. He's going
Yeah.
by me every time.
Yeah.
Listen, give me 2-3 months and I'll be straight. I got like a 6'4" wingspan. I'm straight.
You don't have 2-3 months. I get married in like a month and a half.
You better get in the
Oh,
lab.
shit.
You're carrying.
I got a month and a half. I'll be all right. You'll see me.
Nah, that Achilles is next.
All right.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And that's the end of producer
That's
corner.
it.
Welcome to TikTok time.
Crowd
No.
eaters, rejoice.
Today, we're going to start with a little Twitter discourse, a little brain rot, if you will. What we're going to do is we're going to rate NBA championships from 1 to 10 based on how impressive they were.
Yeah.
I don't know why you
Yeah,
call this
this is
Twitter
real
discourse
degeneracy.
or brain rot, because this is what we like to talk about.
This is pure brain rot. There's a lot of chatter online about like so-and-so had a cakewalk to the finals, so-and-so was an easy ring, what a Mickey Mouse ring, you know, all this bullshit. We're going to play into it a little bit, and we're going to try to do a realistic view about what makes a championship more impressive. Because invalidating championships is dumb, but some are harder than others.
That's true.
You're actually right about that. All
That is
chip
true.
championships are not weighed the same.
Sometimes you got to just engage in the brain ride, is what it is. So, real simple. I'm going to name an NBA championship. You let me know from 1 to 10 how impressive it was. First off, the 2019 Toronto Raptors.
Listen, this is one of those ones where it's very impressive. It is not a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, maybe even 8 out of 10 ring. This is, it's a cool 7 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Canada, right? Shout out my Utes. You know what I'm saying? But nobody cares. You guys up there. It just,
What?
it is what it is.
People love to invalidate it because the Warriors got injured, which I understand. But I think that's made up for the fact that it's their first year together. You know how hard it is to win a championship when you just add someone like Kawhi to your team for the first time and you just hit the ground running? That makes it impressive too.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. That Philadelphia 76ers series that went into 70 games, that quite literally, their fate was determined by a couple bounces on the rim by Kawhi Leonard. It has to be a 9 immediately, automatically, just because of that. Now, it can't be a 10 because we all know what happened in the finals, like you guys said. So I'm fine with 9.
Yeah, I'll go 8. Most of the team had no experience, had never touched the finals before. First year together, at least 8, but we don't have to give it 10 because of injuries.
No, I'm good. 7.
Oh my god, this man hates Canada. This man has no woes.
No
I
woes.
don't. I've never had poutine. I don't know what that is.
You're not welcome in a 6, buddy. Just know that.
Cheese and fam. All right, next up, the 2011 Dallas Mavericks.
10. Oh my goodness, this is a 10 if I never seen a 10 before.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah. You want to, the way that people talk about the Celtics run, the complete opposite is what the Dallas Mavericks run was. They went through absolutely everybody on the way to
Gauntlet.
the championship. Yeah. They got
this
it.
is commonly referred to as perhaps the most impressive ring of all time, and somehow it's not overhyped. It is a ridiculous run, a ridiculous career-defining season by their star and everybody else involved. Easy 10.
Listen, they swept Kobe and the defending Lakers, 2-time defending Lakers, out of the playoffs. They beat who they beat? They beat the Baby Thunder as well. They beat all of them. Beat LeBron James in 6, down 2-1. Didn't lose again. And
Down
JJ
2-1 is tough. Oh my God.
Bro, locking LeBron up with JJ Barea.
And although this roster was like absolutely, it was a great roster, but it's not like an all-time roster at all. Jason
It would have
Tatum
been
is
called.
cool.
If Dirk didn't have this wing, I said wing. If Dirk did not have this ring, they would be calling him Bratwurst Boban. He would be ducking so many allegations. He's this defined and saved his career.
Who's calling him that? You were calling him Bratwurst Boban? I've never heard of that before.
I said they would have been. He would have been called all types of fraud. He would had his
You had that
entire
ready
career
since 8th grade.
ignored.
That's hilarious.
Next one. The 2021 Bucks.
Listen, this is actually impressive, but nobody thinks it's impressive because it was the year post-bubble where everything was just fake basketball.
Yeah.
But this one meant something.
I thought the entire
ring is
league was
crazy.
hurt. The entire league was hurt, But I think this is more impressive for Giannis than it is for the Bucks necessarily.
That's true.
Because he went insane. This was an incredible version of him on one leg. He was injured playing through it. 50-point closeout game. 10 out of 10 individual performance. But I can understand giving it more like an 8 for the team overall.
Yes. This was the year that the Atlanta Hawks had them hanging by the hinges. I remember this like it was yesterday.
Fuck off.
Giannis's knee hyperextended like a mug. Trae Young was injured in that series too, and they barely escaped the Mohawk Danilo Gallinari-led Hawks. This is a 10 out of 10 run for me. And also on top of that too, in the NBA Finals, weren't they down 2-0 to the Phoenix Suns?
Were.
Yep.
They were. I forgot about
That is
They had to come back.
incredibly hard
Reverse
to come back.
Reverse sweep the Phoenix Suns. Like I said, Giannis on one leg had arguably one of the greatest closeout performances of all time and one of the best defensive plays we've ever seen. I think it's like Giannis's block on DeAndre Ayton and block by James. Those are two of the best plays, defensive
All right, man, you
plays
convinced
in the
me.
NBA
I'm
Finals.
convinced. Let's go 9. I'm convinced. This is a great ring.
It's up there. It's up there.
We're
Let's
going
call
9.
it.
It should it should be a tax, but it should be a 10, but Milwaukee tax. It is what it is.
Milwaukee tax. I'd say it's more Phoenix Suns tax because nobody cares about that team and everyone acts like they were bums. But that was a good team they beat.
I agree. That Phoenix Suns team, didn't they win like 67 games or something like that year? They were truly fantastic.
They were
I
up
don't know if it was
there. They were
67,
up
but it was high. It was real high.
Also, Bobby Portis became a champion. Love that. Love that.
I
for
forgot.
Bobby.
You're the one Bobby Portis stan on the planet. It's
I
so
love
random.
Bobby.
Ew, you are?
Shout out Bobby Portis. You didn't know this about me? I love Bobby Portis. That's my guy.
We'll dive deep into why that is a conversation for another day.
Woo pig.
Next team, we got the 2022 Golden State Warriors.
I'm sorry.
Stop.
It's a 10 out of 10.
Okay, there we
10.
go. Oh my God.
It's a
I
10
thought
out
you
of
were
10.
gonna hate.
What do you mean? It is Steph Curry and a whole bunch of guys who are past their prime and carrying them to a championship. We got the Steph Curry performance against a Boston Celtics team that had the best defense in the league. They should have won. They had home court advantage. They had one of the best in-season turnarounds we've ever seen. And it didn't matter because Steph Curry said, I'm here. This is my ring. You are not winning this. 10 out of 10.
Bro, they had the voodoo magic to get one healthy year of Otto Porter's career. This is a wildly impressive ring. Everything broke right for them, and they took great advantage. Steph Curry had one of the best individual productions in any finals I've ever seen. Easy 10.
Yeah, this ring right here fooled them, and it gave all Warriors fans vindication for not trading away Jonathan Kuminga and Jordan Poole of the world. And yeah, this looking at how the things panned out for the Warriors now, in terms of just mid, this makes the ring look even better, genuinely speaking, bro.
Yeah, it's like thank God they won this one, or we'd be looking at the last 6 years of Warriors history as an utter disaster.
Yeah,
Also-
bro.
Also, a ring for Steph Curry means -1 ring for Kevin Durant in legacy talk. So 10 out of 10.
Minus 1 ring.
So for my
That's
personal
hater math
agenda,
right there.
exactly. For my personal agenda, 11 out of 10.
This is that brain rot I was talking about. We need it.
This is the itis, y'all. Y'all
And I
go ahead
brought
and
it.
look at those
And I brought it.
tendencies.
I do my job.
Yep. When
These are the
that's your
hater
job.
symptoms, the brain rot in them.
Bring 3 brain rot takes an episode. That's your job. You have a quota.
I got you.
Supply it. All right. Next up,
You'd hate to see my notes app.
Oh my God.
the 2014 Spurs.
Dang,
This
this
is
is
good
crazy.
ring.
I thought we were gonna hate a lot more. This is also kind of 10 out of 10. This is crazy.
Wait,
This
why is
a-
it 10 out of 10?
Because they
This is-
dismantled the Heatles in the most
Thank you.
embarrassing fashion I've ever seen an elite team lose. It was like watching the 2017 finals, but except we thought that was going to happen, and we had no reason to expect the Heat to go outside like this.
Nobody in the history of the finals has ever lost a series as bad as the Miami Heat did. In terms of like literally in terms of point differential, the Spurs beat them as bad as anybody has ever gotten beat. And
With zero superstars in their prime, just pure teamwork,
True.
pure ass whooping. It was ridiculous.
And
Wasn't
it's
folks-
the revenge ring too, because they lost the year
Yeah.
before, came back,
Oh, yeah.
got it back. Nah, this is elite.
Wasn't folks carrying out LeBron James because he had like severe cramps in the building, and there were like rumors coming out like, oh yeah, it's so hot in the Spurs arena or whatever. Was this year?
I don't remember what
this
year it was.
That was this year. That was game 1, I think.
It's a bad year.
And you
want to
talk?
LeBron
And
stand.
listen, you want to talk legacy and what rings mean for certain players? This cemented Danny Green as one of the best role players of all time.
Boo!
Ew!
That's nasty.
I thought you were gonna talk about
Tomato,
Kawhi Leonard,
tomato,
bro.
tomato. You're a sicko.
You know, this was just.
We're going
Was
9
this the
just for
year?
that. It should be a 10. It's a 9 for that.
Was this the year that Kawhi won his Finals MVP as well?
It was.
Ooh, this is the quiet Kawhi Leonard coming out party as well.
Facts. All right, next team. The 2006 Miami Heat.
Ooh-wee.
Okay, now we have to hate.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
What? Why?
Y'all don't remember? Y'all don't remember the gambling scandal? The refs was literally gambling on this one.
Ah.
I'm
Come
sorry.
on,
I'm
man.
sorry. I love D Wade. I can't listen. They was literally putting the parlays in on these free throws. If you go and look at the free throws, it's crazy. I'm not listen, I've said that the NBA has rigged stuff before. This had nothing to do with the NBA. This had everything to do with individual pockets.
Damn, with the tinfoil hats on today. I respect 06 Dwayne Wade.
I'm sorry.
Dragging Shaq to another finals. He had all the bragging rights over Kobe for like 4 years. Still an impressive ring, tinfoil hat aside.
Individual performances specifically as well. D Wade cemented himself with this single year alone as the third best shooting guard in NBA history. And they'll stay like that for a long time.
Okay. We gotta go at least 6 or 7, even with the gambling tax.
I want to go 7.
We'll go 6.
Okay. Somebody's gotta hate, I respect it.
It's too much positivity here.
Next up, we have the 2017 Golden State Warriors.
Why
0.
do they look fake? This is crazy. I don't know.
I've never seen
Something-
this picture before too.
I know something about this picture just looks weird. But I mean, listen, nobody cares about 2017. We knew that they were going to win. It was a foregone conclusion. In terms of impressiveness, ho hum. You did what you were supposed to do. Good job.
It's like they're graded on a curve. Like, you're so dominant. Nobody else had a chance. I guess we didn't realize that until this year. This is the year where we realized no one's beating them anytime soon. So
No,
I
we
guess
knew.
they get credit for that.
We knew. The moment Kevin Durant signed, everybody's hot dogs fell off their grills on the 4th of July. People fell to their knees. Pool parties were over. And we just said, I'll see you guys next year. We knew that they were not losing the chip.
Yeah. Listen, they're one of the best teams of all time. But in terms of impressiveness in their single run, I mean, then again, they only lost one game in the whole run, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah. And wasn't it against like? Oh no, that was 2018. Never mind. Yeah, no, they
Yeah, it was
only
against
lost
the
one
Cavs.
game.
Listen, they did what they're supposed to do, but at least they dominated. It wasn't like they drug their feet to the title. I'm going to give it at least a 5.
At least
You-
a 5.
give
You
it a
won the
5.
championship. So, all right, go ahead.
I'll give it a 3 in terms of impressiveness. Good job, I guess.
Yawn.
Thanks, Kevin.
Also, shout out Patrick McCaw. Look at him down there. Grab
No,
him.
that's
to
a
be
real.
seen again.
No, that's a real goat right there, bro. 3 rings in a row. You don't see
Kevin
that
Durant
often.
looks so different. Kevin
Yeah.
Durant, once he turned like 33, his face looks so different.
He looks like he's 23 in this photo. It's crazy.
He looks so young.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the last one? Do we have one more? Oh, next one. The 2004 Pistons.
Ooh. The fact
No,
that
this
they
is real ball right here.
exactly the fact that they didn't have a superstar at all and they just punched their way to a title. Yeah, I'm gonna give them a 10.
Punch their way into a title.
Oh yeah.
And they beat Shaq and Kobe with reinforcements, although the reinforcements weren't healthy and were old as hell. That was still Shaq and Kobe coming off a 3-peat. Like, that's an impressive team to beat.
Yeah, 100% agree, bro. Ben Wallace and the straps that he had all those guys on. On top of that, Big Shot Billups solidifying his career has to be a 10.
You know, I'm going to go 10
Billups.
purely for the fact that without them, Nasty Man might have had a ring, and thank God they let us avoid that.
This is easily a 10. Nasty Man might have had a ring. That's a good point.
They did justice for society.
Exactly. They saved us.
Carmelo should have been on this team, man. They picked Darko Milicic. This is disgusting.
I think that's the last one. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to bring back a segment that we've done several times, but it's been a long time. I'm going to name 2 NBA players, and I want you to tell me which one you would rather let date your daughter. In a hypothetical in which you're a father.
Oh yeah, let's get parental. Let's go.
Who's a better father, me or you, Donovan?
Who's a better father?
Yeah,
Come on.
probably me.
This is gonna be.
I love how nobody even pretends I have a chance. didn't even include me in the conversation. Unbelievable.
We didn't say that. You'll be all right.
I'm just kidding. So real simple. Which player would you rather let date your daughter? It can be based on how you view them as a person, if you want them in your family, whatever it may be. No. First matchup. Jimmy Butler versus Tyrese Maxey.
I would never in 10 million years let my daughter show up with someone like Jimmy Butler at my doorstep. That man is a psycho. He's a psycho. He doesn't take shit seriously, bro. I'm not doing it.
I feel like he takes everything seriously. I feel like he takes literally every facet of life seriously. I feel like he takes tying his shoes seriously, ironing his clothes seriously.
Jimmy Butler is an NBA player and a coffee business owner. He's a hustler. At the bare minimum, he's gonna make sure that she has what she needs. Don't disrespect
I feel like Jimmy Butler
like
would be an amazing father. I feel like he's gonna breed a star.
Wait, father?
Huh?
I thought it was date. I thought it was date your daughter.
Well, it is.
We get
I'm thinking towards the future.
Idea. We get the point.
I forgot. We're talking about our kids having kids. That's crazy. That's crazy. I completely forgot how this was gonna go. That's right.
So what are you talking about?
So you still letting him do it with that thought in mind? Someone who consistently shows up he wakes up every day, changes his hair into what he's feeling in that moment. He's a psycho. He's going to challenge you at the dinner table. He's going to challenge you when it comes to who can grill a hot dog.
Mo saw straight hair and an eyebrow piercing and was like, not in my family.
Hell nah, bro. That is not happening. He's not stepping foot in my door. Versus someone like Tyrese Maxey.
Also, Tyrese Maxey is like the most positive, happy guy in the world. Like
the most normal dude
around
ever.
him.
The most normal dude ever, and grinds for every single position that he has ever gone in the NBA. Give me someone like
fact.
Tyrese.
Listen, if we're being real, we do have to pick Tyrese Maxey. All he does is just hoop and smile. That's it. He does two things.
I've never seen him frown, not once.
Exactly, bro. If Jimmy Butler has a problem with your daughter, bro, any type of argument, the whole world's gonna hear about it. He's gonna go on interviews, podcasts, fresh and fit type shit, talking about your daughter. Then let me know how you feel about that.
That's a disgusting allegation. We're not putting fresh and fit in Jimmy Butler's. No,
he's the type to do that, bro. He will hop in those podcasts.
No, he's not. This is ridiculous. Nasty allegations.
He's that type, bro.
I will stand for anybody getting fresh and fit allegations. That's the worst thing you can say about anybody.
Tyrese Maxey, congratulations. You can date my daughter.
It's got to be Maxey. Next up, Josh Hart or Jalen Brunson.
I'm going Jalen Brunson. Josh Hart is a weirdo. And he lets us know he's a weirdo. I love him as a basketball player, but if you've seen 2 minutes of a Josh Hart interview, that man's a sicko. I'm not doing that. I'm taking Jalen Brunson. This is a very serious guy, right? Good head on his shoulders, right? Big head on his shoulders at that. I'm taking Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson is such a bring home to your parents type of guy.
No,
he puts on that suit, changes his voice up. Hello, sir. Like he's the exact type of guy you want dating your daughter.
Yeah, but like Josh Hart is so real though. Like anytime he opens his mouth, he spits the realest shit ever. And plus, he's funny as fuck.
You want
gives his heart all in the court.
You want a comedian or you want a valedictorian?
You want a comedian?
Jalen Brunson was no valedictorian.
Or do you want an adult? What do you want? Taking Jalen Brunson.
You take Jalen Brunson to a family dinner, he's shaking every hand twice.
You know what? I get it. I understand Jalen Brunson. He's so elegant. He doesn't say anything too crazy. I guess I'm going to lean Jalen. Wasn't Josh Hart out here talking about some like, how does breast milk taste like or whatever?
Exactly. Yes. I wasn't gonna bring that up because it can get kind of weird. But that's the kind of guy that you're talking about with Josh Hart. I'm taking Jalen Brunson.
He could.
I would love to be Josh Hart's friend, not his father-in-law. I'll say that.
Okay, that's fair.
Having Josh Hart at a I'll leave it there. Next matchup. Giannis versus Zion Williamson.
Battle of the freaks. This is what it is.
It's a freak off.
This is a freak league for real, dog.
I I don't like this. She's staying single. She might have to stay single on this one. Right? Because Giannis is in your face about his freak. And right, he has the IG videos. He got the bell. That's a little bit too much. I don't need to be seeing that on Instagram. Zion, listen, the quiet freaks are the scary ones. And I don't know about I don't know about him. I don't know.
He need to stay his ass inside for sure. I agree with you.
Nah, he's a fan for real. He's a fan for real.
Giannis is like the big smiling emoji when things like that get brought up. Zion is like the smirk emoji. What do you think?
He's a real devious motherfucker for real. I will 100% lean Giannis's way because he's gonna be like jokey about it. This is the dude who said he tried smoothies for the first time a couple years ago. I'm leaning this way.
What does that have anything to do with dating your daughter?
He lets you know all about all of his experiences. He has an actual personality and outside life. He shares everything, bro.
What is him
maybe a little bit too much sometimes.
What does him getting a strawberry banana smoothie from Smoothie King have anything to do with dating your daughter?
It lets me know that he'll take my daughter out to have a good time anywhere.
Good time. Okay.
Okay, that slippery slope. If we keep going this route, we're going with Giannis. Oh my god! Once again, would love to hang out with Zion. Probably be hilarious. Do not want to be his father-in-law. Next up, Devin Booker versus Ben Simmons.
I'm not doing Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons can't be in my family.
Why?
He can't be in my family. I'm sorry.
What'd he do?
You've seen his career. I can't have that in my family.
What does his career have to do with him? He's a stay-at-home dad pretty much, bro. He'll be there to take care of your daughter's kids. What do you mean? He put that shit on?
Plenty of time to take to your daughter. That's great.
$30-40 million a year. You're set, bro. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Your daughter will never be stressed about cleaning up the house or making food or whatever the hell. Because Ben got it.
He's never on the road. He's always at home. He's always available. That's a reliable dad in the future.
Exactly.
All Ben Simmons is worried about is getting clean outfits on the bench. That's it. I feel like Devin Booker knows how to work on a car with his whole car garage. I need that. For my daughter. I respect that.
You want a handyman over a Gucci model?
They both make $50 million. Like, what do you mean? Listen, these are two light skins who have dated Jenners that have $50 million.
That's true.
I'll take the better one out of I'll take at least the better player.
Listen, one of them might give me finals tickets. I will go Devin Booker.
Exactly.
Y'all tripping, man. Your daughter gonna be miserable.
All right. Next up, Blake Griffin or Chris Paul?
This is very interesting.
You want a comedian or you want major pain?
Listen, I'll take major pain. I'll take major pain. Everything is not a joke, Blake Griffin. All right, some stuff is serious. All right, sometimes you have to sit your kids down and have real conversations. I know Chris Paul can do that, so I'm gonna take Chris Paul. It's not a standard.
I love the implication that Blake can't do that.
Nah, he's probably fine. He's all right.
I feel like if I'm Chris Paul's father-in-law, he's going to make every single family reunion competitive. He's going to try to outgrow me, out checkers me, out car repair me. I feel like it's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, Blake Griffin, he'll try to be a part of the family, routine in and out, play Uno, won't be too competitive. He'll be there and also try to crack jokes. I like Blake for sure. I wouldn't want to do CP.
Now I'm taking Chris Paul. I like to compete. Come on. Listen, one-on-one bocce ball. Me and Chris Paul. Let's see what's going down.
Bocce ball.
I don't even know how to play bocce ball.
I barely know what it is. Next matchup. Nikola Jokic versus TJ McConnell.
Listen, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong here. But
hey, man.
Jokic is perfect.
I think I'm going Jokic.
I don't know. Same thing I said with Jalen Brunson. TJ McConnell is like the bring home to mom type of guy.
Not gonna lie, Jokic seems like he'll show up to my daughter. He'll show up to my doorstep with like flip-flops and a tank the first date.
Can't think of anywhere fancy.
Yeah, exactly. Like Jokic seems very unprepared, but I think I like the laid backness of his game for sure.
Of his game. Listen, if you look into TJ McConnell's eyes, you can see the frat boy history behind there. I don't need Delta Chi in my family. Give me Jokic, man.
You say the whole accountant vibe is a ruse. He's really crazy as fuck.
I know. I know what you're about, TJ.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. He's probably gonna
That man can shotgun a beer.
Yeah,
Exactly.
shotgun a beer. He'll Stone Cold Steve Austin a beer, 2 at a time, bro. Not gonna lie, keep that man away
That
from my
man has
daughter.
done
He has some
keg
crazy
stands.
stories.
Okay, we'll go Jokic. Next matchup. Rudy Gobert or Draymond Green?
See, I don't like this. I don't like this. But I'm gonna go Draymond. I'm gonna go Draymond.
What?
How the fuck?
Hear me out.
With his history?
Listen, he doesn't beat up people on his own team, right? He beats up people on the other team. He'll protect her. Okay.
Are you sure
I'll
about
I'll
that?
take Draymond. Rudy Gobert
That's
is
a good
7 feet
point.
tall and gets
He-
beat by everybody. So
That's a good point. Draymond will protect Steph Curry with every ounce of his being. If he applies half of that effort to his own family and potential partner, we need him around. We need him around everywhere we go.
I'm taking Draymond.
Now I understand, but Rudy Gobert is the defensive player of the year. He has 4 of them things. Will he not protect your family in the same light? I believe so. The reach is crazy. And on top of that as well, he's never going to do...
My family's not going to be attacking the paint. I don't give a fuck about the TPOS.
Rudy's not going to do anything out. Now, he did go ahead and made some COVID jokes. So hold on. Let me rethink that real quick. And he did start this shit, basically. I got to go Rudy. I can't have Draymond in my family. I can't have him there.
Listen, Draymond's going to embarrass me at some family reunions. I know that. It comes with the whole package. But he's the type of guy everyone says is annoying to play against, but great to have in your team, in your locker room.
No.
I need that veteran presence in my family.
I can already imagine him starting a huge ass commotion at the 4th of July cookout, bro, because he went ahead and lost in some like foosball or whatever it is and started some commotion with someone on his own team, bro. We've seen these stories before.
Also, I've been notified. Draymond actually did beat up his own teammate. I forgot he beat up Jordan Poole.
Yes, exactly.
I forgot he did that. No, it's okay. I'll still take Draymond.
That's the end of that one. Next thing we're going to do, what do I want to do next? I want you guys to, I'm going to show you some NBA lineups, point guard through center, full thing.
True.
And I want you to guess who the NBA player is that played with all of these guys. So you're guessing who the player is by their all-time teammates.
All right, let's
do
go.
I don't know. It might be easy. I can't tell. It might be a little harder than you think. We'll see. But real simple. Guess the NBA player by these players that they once played with. First off, we got Kyrie Irving, Jimmy Butler, Mikal Bridges, Kevin Durant, and Joel Embiid.
Okay. So this crosses.
This is interesting.
They're
I
probably.
think I
they
got
definitely-
it. Off top.
Ooh, shit.
Off top. I think I know this, right?
Ooh,
So
shit.
I think that this guy's definitely been around because all 5 of these players have moved around the league throughout several years. But
Except for Joel, you're right.
yes, but everybody else on multiple teams, I'm gonna guess, is this Ben Simmons? I'm guessing
Ooh.
I'm guessing Ben Simmons because he's played with Kyrie and Kevin on the Nets. He played he's also played with Mikal Bridges on the Nets, and then he played with Jimmy Butler and Joel Embiid on the Sixers. Is this Ben Simmons?
He's such a forgettable net player. That's hilarious.
Exactly. Isaac?
Guys. This is Ben Simmons. First try. You got it.
Off on the right foot.
Congratulations.
Had an almighty sneeze there.
Bless
Jesus.
you. Wound up for that sneeze.
I know. I felt it coming. I'm seeing stars now. That was a hard one.
Dizzy
Damn,
from
I
the
gave myself
sneeze
a
is
concussion.
crazy.
Next team, we got Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, and Al Horford.
So he was a Celtic pretty much, and he played with the Mavs for a little bit. Cool.
That narrows it down.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Because I once again think that I know who this is.
If you want to
Back-to-back,
roll,
one
I'm gonna let
guesses?
you go ahead and steal the ball, bro. Go ahead. Break this shit down for us.
You already said, right? This is a Mavericks player and it's a Celtics player. And one of the most popular one is a guy who doesn't play for either right now. Is this the yapper? Is this Grant Williams?
Oh. Wait.
This is. Oh.
I have another player. Wait, no, never mind. I lied. Let me shut the fuck up. I
You
lied.
lied?
Go ahead. I was gonna say,
This
Boss
is Mr.
Man
Chatty
99!
Patty himself. This is Mr. Chatty Patty himself. This is Grant Williams.
Yes, sir.
I just see him just yapping, flapping gums away right now in that photo.
Those gums. All right, next up.
2 for 2. Let's go.
Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Nikola Jokic.
Ooh, see, immediately I was gonna be like D'Angelo Russell.
That's
but
what I thought
he
at
never
first, too.
played with Nikola Jokic, sadly.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Almost got you.
So thinking about the Kobe Bryant era and phase, there's a lot of Lakers who cross paths with Curry, KD, obviously, but who the fuck was a Denver Nugget?
Yeah, somebody has to be a Nugget and a Laker, right? You have to have those two on your resume. If we're thinking about
I think
old
I
Nuggets,
have a shot in the dark.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Brain Blast.
Could it be Nick Young?
It can be. This is Nicholas Young.
I knew he was a Denver Nugget for a hot second.
for like
For
10 days,
one
right?
season. Didn't do
Yeah.
a damn thing with them, but he was there.
Yeah, exactly.
When was that? Was that in 21? Was that post COVID year?
Not even. That was 2019. He was out of
wow.
the league by 21.
Yeah, that was the most random Denver Nugget ever.
Yeah. The most random Jokic teammate you could possibly think of. I don't even know. They might have played 17 minutes together total.
I've literally only seen him shoot 1 3 and make that bitch. That's my fondest memory of Nick Young in a Denver Nuggets jersey.
Swag champ.
All right, next up. We got Jaden Ivey, Alec Burks, Jeremy Grant, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Kelly Olynyk.
Oh, this brother was in the slums. Holy shit.
This is terrible. This is terrible.
These
All-time teammates.
So it's obviously the Detroit Pistons, and Alec Burke been fucking everywhere. Could be like the
He
Utah
played
Jazz.
everywhere. So did
Could
Bojan's
be-
played a lot of Bojan and Jeremy Grant and Kelly Olynyk. They've all played everywhere besides Jaden Ivey.
Yeah, could also
They've all
be-
played on the Pistons, like they
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. It could also be the Toronto Raptors, OKC maybe.
Kelly
No, this
Olynyk, Kelly Olynyk is throwing me off right now.
Yeah, he's been around
Yeah.
for some time. It's been around for some time. Could
He
be like
he
super
has to
someone-
have played for at least, I'm gonna say at least 8 teams.
Kelly Olynyk.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna check. It's definitely a fuck ton of teams.
He's over 5, easy.
Nah, he's played for the Boston Celtics, Utah
The
Jazz, the Heat. Oh, I forget about that.
That's what I'm saying.
Kelly Olynyk.
Raptors for
It has to be at least 5.
6 teams. 6 teams.
Yeah,
he's played
No,
for 6 teams.
He's been around.
He was in the Rockets for half a season.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
he was on the Rockets. Damn.
But
Shit,
which
he's
team?
been
Whose teammates was this?
Bojan, Jeremy Grant, Alec Burks. It has to be around. When Jeremy Grant was on the roster. I feel like 'Cause
It has to
there's
be.
So
I
many
mean, but
players.
Jaden Ivey has only been in the league for so long, so that should narrow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
So like, if you just think about who's been on the Pistons for the last 2 years,
yeah, that's true. Someone who's been
Come
on
on,
the
those
Pistons.
guesses out there. Come on, keep it moving.
Could we fucking Kelly and Hayes, bro? I don't know.
Yeah, let's
I
go
guess it
Killian
could be,
Hayes.
but it's not. It is not Killian Hayes.
yeah.
Fuck,
Listen,
we
I'm
might be-
I'm stuck. You gave us all these guys who have been in basketball hell.
We
for
might
the
be
last years.
cooked. Yeah.
We might
give up?
we might be cooked. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not getting these guesses off.
This is embarrassing. This is Cade Cunningham.
The
See?
wrong light skinned 6'6" dude.
Yeah, okay.
These are the best players he's ever played with. He has been in hell for his entire career. Free him.
Wait, are you serious? These are the best players he's played with?
Yes. I beg you to pick one better player that's missing.
Dang, I'm
Fuck,
Jalen
sorry.
bro.
Duren, sure.
Free Cade Cunningham. Holy shit, this is
Yo,
terrible.
salute.
All right,
That
next
brother's
up.
been through the trenches.
Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, LeBron, Kevin Durant, Dwight Howard.
Ooh.
Star-studded.
So this dude
Star-studded
has
for
been
sure.
a Maverick, a Warrior.
And
Ooh.
probably like a Rocket or something.
Nah, because Dwight, I believe.
I mean, but Dwight's
On
second
the-
half of his career where he was in like Charlotte and Washington. He has
He was getting
guys.
passed around.
He for sure was.
Luka Doncic should be the main focus for sure
Exactly.
because he hasn't been in the league for hella long.
This is
Also, 6 years is kind of a long time. Luka's had a lot of teams at this point.
You're right, he has, but what teammates of his has been passed around that so often?
all right. So we have to think about post 2018. Who are the guys who have been right next to the stars at every turn?
So DeAndre Jordan
That's-
is not a fucking name. He can't be in this because he's never played with Steph Curry or KD.
You guys are getting warm.
Okay.
See, that's what
oh
I was
wait,
thinking.
no, never mind. So it can't be.
It has to be a big man though. Maybe because I mean he said we were getting warm.
I'm thinking about just older players in general. Can't be. Yeah, it can't be DeAndre. It can't be no Carmelo Anthony. I'm thinking about like an old Lakers team. That old Lakers team. Could it be? Nope. Not no damn Danny Green.
Oh,
Tick, tick, tick.
maybe.
Who the
maybe.
fuck has
Yo.
Luka played with, bro?
Listen, we started hot and now it's just over. I used all my brain power on the first two.
You guys think time's up. This is JaVale McGee.
Oh,
Not my guy.
Wow,
Not my guy. Wow.
that hurts.
That does
That
hurt.
hurts.
My bad, JaVale.
Donovan's the biggest JaVale McGee fan I know, and you couldn't get it. I'm embarrassed
That
for you.
hurts.
My bad, JaVale. It's been a minute since JaVale's been out the league.
I've seen you
No,
in a
he's
JaVale
still in
McGee
it.
jersey, and you couldn't do this.
Yeah.
I've actually never had a JaVale McGee jersey. Don't let him lie.
No, he's tarnishing your legacy with that one, Donovan.
Last
Never
one more left. Steve Kerr, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, Sean Kemp, Hakeem Olajuwon.
Dude, he played with Jordan.
Go out with the
and
bangs. Get
Charles
one right.
Barkley
Don't
and
get
Hakeem.
3 L's in a row.
He played with Jordan, Barkley, and Hakeem.
And Sean Kemp.
Okay, so the first name that comes to mind is Scottie Pippen, but I can't remember if he ever played with Sean Kemp. But I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess Scottie Pippen.
No, you concur.
Let's
That's
roll
your
with
final
it.
answer.
Let's roll with it.
This is Scottie Pippen. He played with Sean Kemp in Portland.
In
Well,
Portland,
yes, we're
okay.
back. We're back. That's that's what I
I
figured.
forget Sean Kemp
Scott-
played in
yeah,
Portland.
because Scottie was low key around for like a long time.
Yeah, he played until like 03 or something. He played for a while.
Yeah, it was
God
crazy.
damn. That's crazy.
Okay,
That's the last one. You
Look
went
at
out
this.
with the made shot. You didn't leave the court on a miss. I respect it.
real hoopers know.
Thank you for carrying me.
Some embarrassing losses in the middle there, but at least you went out with a bang.
Damn,
Next thing we're
take
gonna
him,
do.
man.
Exactly. Can't
Next
go
thing
name
we're
is
gonna
not embarrassing. I feel good about myself.
That was the easiest one, I think. That was like his team from like last year.
Yeah.
I didn't think you would go there. I thought it was like somebody different.
Next thing we're gonna do, I am gonna say one word, and I want you guys to name the first NBA player that comes to mind. So just empty your mind and try to just pure stream of consciousness, and the first player that pops in your mind.
Let's do it.
Trying to get
So,
trying to clear
which
my mind.
NBA player reminds you of this word? First off, underrated.
Drew Holiday.
Derek White.
Every fucking body says
Yeah.
that. Oh,
Yeah, you guys know
two
the two easiest
Celtics.
answers in the world.
Yeah, I'm tired. For the last 5 years, folks have been telling me that Drew Holiday is underrated. At what point in time will the narrative switch and flip if everybody's saying the same exact thing? Please tell me.
6 years ago, we're way past that. Next up, bad haircut.
Alfred Payton.
I was gonna go ahead and say Jeremy Lin.
Ooh. Listen, one of those haircuts is a lot worse than the other.
That's true.
Which one?
And
Which
it's
one?
not
Pick
Alfred
a side.
Payton, I'll tell you that. Alfred Payton had a vision. Jeremy Lin had a disaster.
Yeah.
Alfred Payton's haircut blocked his vision. That's how bad it was.
At least it was creative.
Was it? The Weeknd had the same thing. He was copying.
We're cutting the weekend for that.
Yeah.
Next up, needs to be traded.
Karl Anthony
Oof.
Towns.
What? You're a hater.
Listen, we said it all year long. We got tricked. And now I'm kind of back to where I was at the beginning of the year where I'm like, yeah, like they probably need to just switch up the structure. If they lose this series and Cat keeps giving them 5 fouls in the first 3 quarters, I don't know if I could live like that. He might have to be gone.
You're wrong, and you're wrong because the answer should have been Brandon Ingram. He's more pressing than Karl Anthony Towns. Why?
No, Brandon
would
Ingram
you?
needs to be another team. If Brandon Ingram's in the Pelicans next year, we need to fire everybody involved with that team.
Yeah. Although he didn't
Something has to
perform
give.
well, still not a great fit alongside Herb and Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy needs to be unlocked.
Yep. All right, next up, Long.
Jonathan
Bol
Isaac.
Bol. Jonathan Isaac. Why did I think about Bol Bol?
They're both
I
pretty
mean,
long. I don't
Bobo's
know.
long. Like, what do you mean?
By definition.
True.
Yeah, I'm going
John
Isaac. He feels
Isaac is
like
what I thought about too.
he feels like Inspector Gadget. It's crazy.
True.
Fact. Both of those players, the defining trait is length, so I get it.
Yeah, it's so unexpected too. For
Thick.
Jonathan Isaac specifically.
Thick.
Oh,
Thick.
big baby Glenn Davis.
That's a good pick. Can't get much thicker than that.
That is a big man. We'll go. Listen, easy choice. Zion.
Bully.
It's not. Listen, I'm not saying it in a bad way. Some people are just, born thick. It is what it is. You just got that thickness.
The absence of Kyle Lowry speaks volumes.
Wow.
Next one.
That's true.
Overhyped.
Scoot Henderson, and I hate to say it.
What? You're giving
The
up
athleticism
already?
was overhyped. The athleticism is overhyped. I'm sure he's going to have a fantastic sophomore year. But being in the G League for that long, having that insane duel with Wemby like a year and a half, 2 years ago, just to come out and shoot 38% from the field in your rookie year, you disappointed me, man.
I'm not selling my stock yet.
Anthony Edwards.
What?
I'm only
Take his
saying,
mic away.
I'm only saying it.
Cut off his
because
Wi-Fi.
We were calling him Michael Jordan for 3 weeks straight. Let's relax. Let's
Who
relax.
is we?
Huh? People.
Who's
Yeah,
we?
who
I
is
didn't,
we?
I didn't say that.
People. Come
You
on.
listen to what people say?
I hear what people say. don't act like they weren't saying it. You know what I'm saying?
They
they?
weren't.
They know them.
No, I get it. Genius.
Rajon Rondo.
Luka.
Pretty
Luka
smart
just
guys.
broke the code.
Luka. Yeah, I feel like he is 100% unguardable at this point, and there is nothing defensively that you could throw at him that he won't figure out after one play of seeing it.
Yeah, he's legitimately almost always the most athletic player on the court at all times. And for him to still be just like a walking 30, 10, and 11 guy, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like just imagine if Rondo could score 30 points per game with 6'7". Pretty super soldier
It
Rondo.
sounds just like, oh my God, that'll be nuts.
Soon to be
LeBron.
Amen Thompson.
That's just LeBron.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts. Next word. Crazy.
Ron Artest.
That's a crazy guy.
Yeah, nah, would he
Instant.
survive in today's league?
No. He'd be the most fine player in the league right now. We'd look at Draymond and be like, yo, that's a calm dude.
Yeah, so they'd literally be going band for band. The suspension money.
Shit, bro, you're right.
Suspension money phones up on their ears.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
It's Ron Artest easy.
I think I was gonna say Draymond.
Okay.
But for
not
obvious
bad. Not bad.
reasons.
Listen,
Easy answer.
sometimes you have to take what the defense gives you. That's a word where it's right there. I get
It's a
Exactly.
layup.
it. Exactly.
Sometimes you don't have to. It doesn't got to be too deep. Last one. Old.
I mean, LeBron.
Ooh.
LeBron.
You
I
say
hear
old?
every day. He's 39 years old. He's in year 21. He's so
He's
old.
the oldest
Every
player in the
single
league.
day for like 7 months. Like we get it. We get it.
I don't think you do get it. I don't think you
39.
understand greatness.
Oh my God.
I think you need to be reminded some more,
Shut
actually.
up. We hear it
I
all
don't
the
think you
time.
quite comprehend.
When you say old, I think of Hugh B. Brown for some reason. Like that dude, he's like 95 or something like that, and he's still calling out games. Brother, he's doing it for the love of the game.
No. We can't disrespect. Listen, there's jokes to be made.
He's an
I
all-time
promise
great.
you.
No, he is 90 though. He is literally 90, which is insane.
Yeah. Yo, that is real goals. I pray to God I have the drive that he drives when it comes to this TikTok podcast and shit. Can you
Dude, having
imagine?
a communications job at 90 is crazy. That is amazing.
Listen, as some people would say, I'm glad that he's still in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, after a nap sometimes my mind can't function. He's doing this shit at 92, 3 years old. That's crazy.
It's wild. Okay, next thing we're going to do, that's the end of that. We're going to do, staple of T3s, old versus new. We've done it with jerseys, logos, players, teams, everything of the sort. We're going to do an old versus new with different versions of a player. So it's like young versus old, essentially.
Okay.
Real simple. Which version of this player was better, old or new?
Okay.
First off, 2007 LeBron James versus 2020.
See, the initial instinct is to say 2007 LeBron James, but 2020 LeBron is smarter and still has crazy athleticism. He's still
Facts.
more athletic than like 85% of the league. So I would take 2020 LeBron over 2007 LeBron.
2020 LeBron is so much more complete, obviously smarter as well, but the game is arguably the most well-rounded it's ever been.
Yeah, and he was defending his ass off still that year. Perfect package. I don't know what flaw 2020 LeBron has, and you can pinpoint some stuff with young LeBron that could have been improved.
Also,
Exactly.
2020 LeBron, somehow the hairline is sharper there than it was in 2007. We're going 2020.
We got Turkey on the side for 2020. We're going 2020. Next up, 2015 Steph Curry or 2023 Steph Curry.
This is easy. In my opinion, not even a question. 2022 Steph Curry.
Yeah, not even close.
2022 Steph Curry could take hits, could take bumps. He can get to the rim whenever he wanted. He can get a bucket whenever he wanted. Everything that people wanted him to be in terms of like on ball, bad guy in 2015, he was that in 2022 and still shot like Steph Curry.
Exactly. He had like 15 pounds of muscle, sacrificed a little bit of speed, but now he doesn't get hurt. He can defend a little bit better, can drive to the rim a little bit better, bounce people off him a little bit better. Easy 2022.
Again, the most complete version of Steph that we've ever seen.
And he had better celebrations.
What celebrations?
Night.
Stop.
I like it now.
Oh my gosh. Stop.
I know you. Which one of you guys let it? I think it was actually Donovan hated on it back when we had.
No, I hated on it.
Both of you hated on it, and I was like,
no, I like
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, no, I'm
like it.
anti night all day, bro. That is incredibly lame.
Night
Nah,
versus
it's
the
tough.
He doesn't
shitty.
do it anymore for a reason.
it's a time in history.
he does.
It's a time capsule.
He doesn't do it because his team sucks and his team won't let him do it. But
He's not putting nobody to sleep this year.
you get him another All-Star, it's a lot of lullabies going out. I promise you that.
Yeah.
Just wait on it.
Next one. 2016 Kyrie Irving versus 2024.
I'm going to lean 2024 because the defense, he was a cone back then. Didn't give two licks about it back then. The defense and the playmaking turns him to a completely different other player. And plus, he still has all the shooting attributes and stuff like that. Not as nice as 2016, obviously. Regress a little bit on that end for this year, but I'm leaning 2024 Kyrie.
Yeah, he can lock in when needed. He hasn't really lost any athleticism. Not the type of player that needs to be super athletic. Obviously he's highly skilled. We're probably witnessing the best version of him right now.
I 100% agree. This version of Kyrie, all of these guys are like this generation of players. They just age like fine wine. They are all getting better as they get older, and Kyrie's right there on the edge of his prime. So it's 100% him.
Yeah. Last one. 2017 Kawhi Leonard versus 2024 Kawhi Leonard.
This is the first one where the young one wins. 2017 Kawhi Leonard is a monster, a demon.
Bro. Two-way, ridiculous defense. Offense was damn near just as good. He was finally hitting that next level before Zaza Pachulia stepped in and ended that shit. And nowadays, Kawhi can't play 2 playoff games in a row.
Kawhi still is unstoppable in this year, but sadly, bro, that 2017 year Kawhi Leonard was a whole new monster.
Bro, listen, he was DPOY. He was averaging 25. He cared so little about his appearance. You see his braids. You see how dusty they were. He was all about basketball. That version of Kawhi Leonard is different.
Facts. Now he's a New Balance commercial. He went Hollywood. That's not the same. Not the same guy.
This man is letting Cameron Brink, making him giggle. Nah, he was locked in before.
2017 Kawhi would have been straight faced no matter what she said.
Exactly.
Or he was living in San Antonio. All you can do if you're in San Antonio is focus on your craft and be the best player alive. There's not shit to do besides go to the Riverwalk. And once you see it once, you're good.
I heard the churros were good over there, though.
How you eat them?
You can't get me.
That's the end of that. What we got left? I think one more video before we get out of here. No, we're gonna do something that we did a long time ago that I forgot to bring back at any point. We're gonna make NBA stars by combining 2 NBA role players. So before the show started, I told you guys to write down some combinations. We're gonna take turns, go one by one. We're gonna make combinations of role players that we think can turn into stars.
Let's go.
I'll go first. First one I got. Give me James Wiseman and TJ McConnell.
That is the most disgusting pairing I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Oh yeah, this is about to get sick. Please explain.
You put the mind of TJ McConnell, the dog of TJ McConnell, into James Wiseman's body with that frame, he's going to be unstoppable. All he needs is dog, and he's going to be a productive player.
Okay.
TJ McConnell is a little golden retriever. He's barking.
That's true. I like that. I took TJ McConnell and mixed him in with Derrick Jones Jr. If you gave him the ability to fly that fucking high, be that type of functional athlete, and already have the insane, nasty mid-range game, this is just a hyper-explosive version of Chris Middleton.
I think you just made George Gervin.
Did I? Holy shit. This is an all in favor.
Okay.
Listen, you put TJ McConnell's mind into anybody athletic, and it's going to be a goon.
Oh, God.
Let's see that. Okay. Here's one I got for y'all. Give me Cam Thomas in Mitchell Robinson's body.
Oh my God.
This is a 2K player, right? This is a demigod. This is all of those things. This is a 7-footer who could play defense and has a crazy bag with the most irrational confidence you've ever seen in your life.
You know what this is? This is Joel Embiid. This is the MVP of the league.
Quite literally.
I did it. I made a star.
That's good.
My next one. Bol and Josh Hart.
Bol. Yo, if you gave Bol
thing.
just even 5% of the heart that Josh Hart has, he's a Hall of Fame conversation.
Exactly. Give him that motor, have him run up and down the court for 48 minutes with reckless abandon for his body. I can't imagine the havoc that he could wreak with that length.
I like that. Now listen, we've been going for stars, but let's touch grass real quick. Touch reality real quick for a second. All right. I got Killian Hayes and Peyton Pritchard. That is a fantastic role player, if you ask me. Killian Hayes.
Okay.
What?
Great passer, of course, can rebound a little bit. He can do everything but put the ball in the basket. But Peyton Pritchard, if you know him, he's all about his buckets. That's it.
All you're telling me is you are explaining Peyton Pritchard, but in pro-ams during the summer. That's it. Facts. Right? Peyton Pritchard could go out. He scored 90 in a game in the pro-ams. That's what you're talking about, mixing him with Killian Hayes.
I think you just made D'Angelo Russell, maybe. You just made like the 18th best starting point guard in the league.
Ew. That's a valuable asset if you ask me.
It's better than what we get right now out of those two guys.
All right. Here's one. So I have, give me Jalen Suggs mixed with Norman Powell.
Okay.
Ooh, that's literally just Donovan Mitchell.
Oh.
With clamps.
With clamps.
Exactly. Exactly. If you listen, look at Norman Powell's per 36
That's Derek
minutes.
White. That's Derek White.
I don't know. Listen, if you play him for 36 minutes, he could be Donovan Mitchell. he could do that. Potential borderline all-star. That's what that is. That's what that is for sure.
I have someone else who's more like Derek White for you, Isaac. Josh Hart and Austin Reeves. Do for
Josh
you on both
Hart and
ends.
Austin Reeves. You just made Austin Reeves worse.
What? No. He's a complete player.
Justin Reeves. I said Justin. What did I just say?
Justin Reeves.
Joustin.
No, if Austin Reeves could grab rebounds like that and have that much heart, I can see that. That's Larry Bird.
Facts.
Next one. A little interesting one. Kyle Anderson and Jaden Ivey. What is
Kyle
slow-mo?
Anderson.
What is
Jaden
slow-mo?
Ivey.
Wasn't that slow-mo?
Boo.
He's just ass at that point.
What if we sped him up a little bit? Then what? What happens?
That's
I
his
don't know, but I
whole.
wanna
That's
find
his
out.
whole shit.
That's what makes him special. His
Exactly,
ability to
that's
process
it.
everything slow.
And I
So
swear,
beat him up, he's just worse?
he's gotten slower every year he's been in the league. Even in his athletic prime, I feel like he was the slowest player we've ever seen. By choice. It's no. It's not bad. It's not bad. All right. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna cheat a little bit on one.
Okay.
Give me Davion Mitchell and Grayson Allen shooting, but also throw in Ricky Rubio passing.
Oh, well, now you're just making a god. You're the best small guard
You're
of all
having
time.
too much fun right now. You're literally having too much fun.
Listen, you have to do. Listen,
Greedy.
we're
This is just
we're
greed.
talking about making stars. You had to get a lot, right, to get there with Davion Mitchell as the base. But that's what I'm going with.
Biblical greed.
Facts. I'm dead, bro.
Last one I got. Hear me out. I just want to know what would happen. Tobias Harris and DeAndre Hunter. If we combine enough mid, something good has to come from it.
Mid
know how-
plus. Mid
No.
Pro Max. Congratulations.
We're mid-maxing.
You know how when you multiply 1 by 1, you get 1? That's what this
Damn.
is. That's what this is. You're just gonna end up with the same thing.
Mid squared is just mid?
Yeah.
Damn. I tried.
I got some that's legit. Tyler Hero combined with Jaden McDaniels. Can you imagine if Jaden McDaniels had Tyler Hero's offensive hungriness?
At that point, we got Kawhi Leonard.
Holy
thinking
shit,
the
that's
same
just
thing.
literally Kawhi Leonard. That's hilarious.
Yeah, put some
I didn't
muscle on
think
his
about
frame. I mean, at the minimum, it's Mikal Bridges.
that. Oh shit, you're right.
That's crazy. I like that.
Send me to
Get some
France.
Big
I'll
Macs
get
in the
them boys
system,
right.
get him bulking for a couple months. That's Kawhi coming up.
Quite literally.
I like that. All right.
Get some.
Last one. Combine Kaysen Wallace and Andrew Wiggins.
Who's mind?
Kaysen Wallace.
I'm in. That's
Exactly.
all you had to do.
All I need, Andrew Wiggins, I need your athleticism. Everything else can be Kaysen Wallace, and we have a star on our hands.
I'm in. We just got Clyde Drexler. I'm in.
Exactly.
I like it. That's a dog for sure.
6'9",
championship around
bouncy Kaysen Wallace. Oh my goodness.
I like it.
3
What
people.
else I like now is it's also the end of the episode. Donovan, if people are still here, what should they comment?
Comment Mo, put on a shirt.
Put on some pants.
Exactly.
It's athletic wear, man.
Hashtag slut shame Mo.
Wow, in the big year of 2024, this is what you represent, Isaac?
Hide your
Get him
thighs.
out of here.
Hide
that
your
the kind of
thighs.
guy you are?
Comment that.
Have
Hide
some
your thighs,
decorum.
Mo. Hide your
Yeah,
thighs.
hide your
Mo.
thighs, Mo. Comment that. Tell Mo to have some decorum.